show now, press 1. To hear important instructions.
Your show is scheduled to start in 24 seconds. Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
Tim Black's Wolfpack. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Yeah. Hey, guys. How you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Glad you could be here. How was the parking? It's okay? Okay, cool. I was wondering because had a few complaints about the parking not being so great coming up to the Tim Black Theater. Yeah, got those panhandlers out there wearing their surgical masks. Shaking people down for toilet tissue and paper towels. That's right. Doing drive-by coughs. That's right, man. Tough, man. Tough. All right, so if you're new to the show on Tuesdays, this is Tim Black Tuesdays or Talk Back Tuesdays or Truth Tuesdays. We haven't decided yet. It's still a thing in progress. We're working on it. Just like trying to have some form of a democracy in this country. We don't have it yet. We're working on it. Let's go now. Make sure that everybody can hear us on Facebook and YouTube and Periscope. Let's go this time with Facebook first. I think we did YouTube first last time. Let's go with Facebook first. George, what's up, man? How you doing? Nicole Sears, Rose Wade, Ryder, and Neil Madero. Jen Bailey, Uli's in the house. John Britt's in the house. Carrie's in the house. Jasmine's in the house. There we go. Joanna, thank you so much, Joanna. AJ, that's right. Share it out, guys. Hey, Joyce, how you doing? Good to have you. What's up, Tammy? And the whole crew is showing up steadily but surely. There we go. We're doing pretty good over here. Look at this. They got this new setup on Facebook, and I'm just glad it's working, guys. So I can't see hearts and stuff, but I can see people appear. They postponed the Masters and the PGA Masters and some other stuff, but they didn't postpone Wisconsin. No, they didn't, Johnson. They were afraid the horses might catch something. But Grandma and Pop, who cares? You know, they were annoying anyway, especially in traffic. So that's sort of how they look at it in Wisconsin. We're going to get to that. That's one of our stories. Let's go check out YouTube people as well. I don't want to get too far down the road. Make sure my YouTube people are in the house. What's up, YouTube people? What's up, Frank? Gaming for Life and Scott Will. Yeah. Mr. X, Aurora. Jim Garrison, Tanya A. Bob for the Kids, Spider 77, Frank V, Coyote Creek. I'm about to go take a dip in the Coyote Creek. What's up, y'all? What's up, Brian? What's up, Burnt Out One? What's up with Dave, Roby? Viking Tees. Cool to it. Paul Leroy, William, Alec, Buck in the house. Buck. Rev Marie in the house. Kauai. What's up? Kevin, Laura, Unity, Anita Wood. What's up, Anita Wood and Adrian and Gavin Buck? We ain't here. Corn Pops, Creepy, Dementia, Joe Biden, Michael Rice, love you back, man. Tom G, DKZ, K Wood, Ginger and Talk, Brad Bloom and Dave, Karen M. Man, we got it going on, man. We have a great crowd here. We're going to get it back going on. We're going to stay positive as much as possible. But occasionally, I can't help it. I got this thing about me. I got to call stuff out. I got to go against the grain. I got to do what's not in my best interest. I just got to do it. Let's put the phone number up now. Talkback Tuesdays, Truth Tuesdays, Tim Black Tuesdays. I'm going to have to pick one. I can't keep saying all those names. People get to call up to the show. They call up by dialing this number, 319-527-6212. That's 6212. There you go, up there. Ding. All right, call that number, get in queue so that you can speak your truth to power. You can have your day, your moment in the sun. Call it like you see it. And I'm looking forward to having you guys do that. Oh, man. It's been pretty exciting on the phone lines lately. Yeah, it's been exciting on the phone lines. Yeah, I bet it's going to be another barn burner on them phone lines, y'all. Now, before we get to phone lines, if you're new to the show, I do a thing called a monologue. I run through a couple of news events that I think are relevant, good to get the party going, so to speak. I would like to start that now. Okay, let's go ahead and go with that now. This right here, nice and neat. All right. Hey, guys. I don't know what it is about America and its ability to do the most disgusting things possible to its own people. We have a knack for doing that. We love each other so much we have no problem sending each other to an early grave if it will help us in any way at all. I mean, I was watching a Netflix special about a dad who was fighting this fight about the opiate addiction. I think it's called The Pharmacist. It was pretty interesting. That this family just said, screw it. Screw the people. Let's make the most addictive form of drug possible as a pain medication. It's basically heroin. Kills mofos. Didn't care. That's sort of like the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. So as you know, Wisconsin voted today. Yeah. Against all the wisdom in the world, against everything that's natural. The man's first instinct is to preserve man's life. That's the first thing that comes to mind, is flight or fight. Well, if you're a political bastard who's only concerned about getting more power, maintaining power, that's kind of different for you. You don't have those instincts. Your instincts are never let a good disaster go to waste. Never let them see you sweat. The man with the most toys wins. Stuff like that. Screw the world. F them all. I'm rich. Bitch. Like, these are the codes you live by. So in Wisconsin, they did that. They proved it. I got a little clip about the people in Wisconsin, because you don't got to take it from me. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, some folks were talking about the long lines. Here goes a clip of that. In case you think I'm lying.
Wrong. This is just so wrong. This election should have been called off. You know, they're telling us to stay in the house and, you know, stand 6 feet from each other. But then one of the most important times, they're forcing us to come out here in a group. Stop playing politics with our lives. You know, that's what I'm feeling.
You're feeling like this is a game with your life?
Yeah.
You get a sense that poll workers are really doing all they can to make this process as safe as possible for people. National Guard members have been called. There are several dozen National Guard members at this polling location. Something a Milwaukee election official actually said is they actually had more National Guard members assist in this election than they expected. They believe that they actually, had they known they had these numbers, they would have been able to increase the amount of voting locations here in Milwaukee. But it's too late at that point now. At this point now, there's lines that are going for about 3 hours.
Hello, YouTuber.
Oh, I hate Chuck Dodd. Oh, my bad. My bad. Didn't mean to do that. That sister called it straight, didn't she? This don't make no sense. This is ridiculous. I should have called this dumb thing off. Why am I out here? Yes, sister, why are you out there? Real talk. They're not worth it, man. They're not worth it. We're not worth it. You know what I'm saying? We're not worth your life. You know, we're just not. You know, no matter who, you know, no matter, look, guys, look. I wouldn't let my mom go out there. Look, as if I could stop my mom from doing anything she wanted to do. But I'm saying, I wouldn't let my wife go out there. Okay, I can't stop her probably either, unless I hit the car keys. And didn't hit her phone so she couldn't call Uber. The point is, it ain't worth it, man. Now, it turns out, I was digging a little bit further on this story of Wisconsin. Now, remember, it was on again, off again situation in Wisconsin. The governor, at the last moment, Tony Evers, came around. He's like, you know what, we're going to call off this election. It's not good for the people. It put people in harm's way. We can just push back the election, do paper ballots, mail them in, and give people to June 9th to get that done. And instead, the Supreme Court, like they ruled, like, you know, no, you can't stop it. So that's why I want to hear it now. The story behind that story is that, well, it's not just about Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders, as though that's, you know, what we would focus on the national level. There is also some state court positions that are up for grabs where Republicans want to grab that power. They see that power just dangling out there, and they're like, this is a great time. So usually Republicans got to do a lot to suppress the vote in order to ensure that they can win. Well, this time it's like a gift, you know, from the corona gods. So they just take the gift that's given them and use that to suppress the vote. And now you can't say they rigged it, they had to, you know, do anything special to rig it this time. They could just suppress your vote naturally using the pandemic as an access point. This is great. Never let a disaster go to waste. So that's what they did, and that's why they did it, because, once again, folks, it really had nothing to do with Joe Biden, has nothing to do with Bernie Sanders, has to do with the fact that Republicans own the state legislature there in Wisconsin, and they make the rules. And they decided, by grandma, by sick black people, by people with pre-existing conditions. I mean, if something happens, man. But we got to keep the party going. We can't let little thing like death stop us. Your death, not our death, your death. So that's the deal in Wisconsin. Speaking about this situation, Joe Biden was in an interview with Chris Cuomo, and as much as Chris Cuomo has been annoying at times, I'm glad he seems to be doing pretty good in withstanding his own COVID-19 diagnosis, and he talks about the symptoms. Well, now he's here. He's looking a lot better. He's interviewing Joe Biden, and I want you to pay close attention as Joe talks about the vote today in Wisconsin, and let's see if you understand what the hell Joe Biden says.
This is just so wrong. This election should have been called off.
And But look, it's been done. We're going to get the election results about another week or so after this. I forget the date, the 13th, and I think that I think if there is an election, if there was an election, if people, depending on how many showed up, I think I will have done well. But who knows? We're going to find that out. And but look, it's been done. We're going to get the election results about another week or so after this. I forget the date, the 13th, and I think that I think if there is an election, if there was an election, if people, depending on how many showed up, I think I will have done well. But who knows? We're going to find that out.
That's your boy. Oh, yeah, don't be shy now. That's your boy, Amy Klobuchar. That's your boy right there. Hey, Tosi. There goes the Aloha spirit guy, the guy with the heart of Aloha, right there. Heart of Aloha, throat full of air. Hey, Kamala. There goes your guy. Doesn't he just instill confidence? Yeah. Pete Buttigieg. There goes your guy, man. Yeah. Better work. There goes your guy. Hey, Andrew Yang. There goes your guy, man. Yeah. Yeah, there goes your guy. I know Joe. And Joe knows us. That's right. Yeah, there goes your guy, Jim. Scumbag Jim. Hands look like cups from pharmaceutical money. Just cup hands. Just give me all the money. Joe Biden is very unimpressive. You guys notice how much blinking Chris Cuomo was doing? All the blinking, I thought that was interesting. Look at Chris Cuomo's eyes.
And but look, it's been done. We're going to get the election results about another week or so after this. I forget the date, the 13th, and I think that I think if there is an election, if there was an election, if people, depending on how many showed up.
Chris Cuomo in there joint. The hell is this guy talking about? What the hell what's wrong with him? Am I laughing? I hope I'm not laughing. I can't feel my face. I got a fever. It was 102. And I got to listen to this guy say nothing and try not to laugh. Hurts when I laugh. Yeah, Joe Biden. Nah, man, he's great. He's so amazing. He's so fantastic. Today, Representative John Lewis, the civil rights icon, he endorsed him. Yeah, he did that. That happened. Here goes the video they had all prepared for John Lewis to come out and get his endorsement on for Joe Biden.
The soul of America is the best of America. One of faith, one of hope, one of love that respect the dignity and the worth of every human being. If you see something that is not right, you have a moral obligation to speak up. I know hatred when I see it. I have felt it, have stared down the deepest and darkest forces in this nation. Over the past 4 years, I've seen the same kind of evil rear its head again. You judge the character of a man by how he chooses to respond to that moral obligation. Vice President Joe Biden has never stopped speaking up for his fellow man. Joe Biden and I both believe that we are in a fight to redeem the soul of America. I know Joe Biden as a man of character and dignity, a man who cannot and will not rest when he sees injustice in our American home. Joe Biden has no delusion about this nation's past, but he knows who we can be at our best. A nation of love, freedom, and equality. And I will fight with him for that future.
What the hell is this Negro talking about, man? What the hell is this Negro talking about? John Lewis, man, respectfully, sir, you outlived your usefulness. Yeah, I don't say that, you know, man, like, I wouldn't just say that to anybody else. I'd be more polite with other people, but really do. You should have stayed on the Pettus Bridge. You weren't supposed to make it. Yeah, if Dr. Martin Luther King could see you now, man, he'd push you off the bridge. You are horrible. Horrible, man. I know a sellout when I see it. I know a man who is delusional when I see it. I know Joe Biden is a good man. He is a good man. All of you scumbags mooching off corporations. What have you done for us in the last 30 years, John Lewis, besides be wheeled out whenever they want to pass some horrible legislation and pretend that they give a damn about black people? Pretend that you are anything that you were even close to being back in the 60s. You ain't been that man in a very long time. Bunch of coward-ass Negroes can't say it, won't say it, too busy trying to go to parties. Too busy wanting to be invited to events by other sellout Negroes who throw us all under the bus. Complete bullshit, or as your friend Joe Biden, who I would fight with or for or through, malarkey. Joe's full of malarkey, you're full of malarkey. And you know, it's just what it is. You know, and I think the worst part of today with this John Lewis garbage is Alyssa Milano, a privileged Hollywood white girl, telling black men and women that we are Bernie bros and toxic for criticizing John Lewis. I mean, this shit has gone way too far, man. Way, way, way too far. I hate liberals. I really do, man. You are despicable. These limousine liberals, you Hollywood goofball, looking for a job, hoping that you and your husband can shove it up your ass. I am standing with Joe Biden. He is a decent man. He's also a delusional man who's going to get his ass kicked. Like, he's going to get his ass whooped like 12 years a slave by Trump in a few months. That's what's going to happen. But you're fine with that, John. And so is the rest of the new establishment, neoliberals, neocons. Because that way you don't have to deal with somebody like Bernie Sanders, somebody who might change the tax code, mess up your money. Dumb Democrats, the sheeple, believing that somehow the Democrats don't have money that they want to keep in their wallets too. Just like Republicans. Only difference between you is that some fight smarter than others. Some got a D and some got an R, but at the end of the day, corporate all the way through. Corporate, corporate, corporate. Joe Biden has a whole head, he's got a whole head full of delusions. He should not be in this position. But here we are. This is what we have. We have horrible leadership in the Democratic Party, no leadership in the Republican Party, and we got Trump driving the clown car with no hands, driving with his toupee. And somehow, some way, it's all Bernie's fault. So anyway, you know, every once in a while, something happens that exposes how ignorant people are, how ignorant that all that they talk about is bullshit. And sometimes you get that comeuppance when you get to make fun of them and you see them do something. It's like, you know what, there it goes. This clip I'm about to show you encapsulates all that is wrong with our media, all that is wrong with these talking heads on TV, and how horrible they really are, guys. Check this out.
Dr. Jill becomes a Surgeon General. His wife.
Yeah,
Joe Biden's wife, because she, you know, he would never do it, but she's a hell of a doctor. She's an amazing doctor.
I she's a doctor and
PhD.
Yeah, I
could be wrong.
Maybe
I thought she was
I think she's a teacher, but you know, my
Dr.
That's right. You got it right. Whoopi Goldberg is such a moron. She had no idea that Jill is a educator. She's a PhD in education. Not a PhD, not a medical doctor, but a educator. Educational doctorate, probably in English or something. But that's how stupid Whoopi Goldberg is. She's up there proclaiming that Jill Biden, she could be Surgeon General. She's a great doctor. Don't even know what kind of doctor she is. She's a great doctor. Maybe she could be a Surgeon General. Knows nothing. How could she be a great doctor, Whoopi? How could you say that Jill could be a great doctor if you don't even know what kind of doctor she is? So how do you know she's a great doctor? This just goes to prove my point, guys. These people are totally full of shit. Totally 100% unadulterated, organic shit. That's what they are full of. She knows nothing. And she gets to sit on TV every day and tell her opinion. Everybody just calm down. Everybody just calm down. I know y'all dying. I know there's a lot of y'all living on the street. Kids are unable to eat. They got to open up. You realize we got to open up schools. We got to open up soup halls for children because without the schools being open, they're not getting their meals. They were eating twice a day at schools. Now, because of the coronavirus, COVID-19, a lot of these kids are not eating. So we had to open up food trucks, food services for the children. That's how bad it is in this country. And we got dummies like Whoopi Goldberg telling us we don't need Medicare for all. She don't fight for minimum wage, don't fight for anything. She just sits up there and counts her money. Counts her money. Sits up there, counts her money. And that's why I will never side with the likes of Whoopi Goldberg over Bernie Sanders. We'll never do it. And I won't pile on and be a part of that toxic, whatever this is, this thing that's floating around. But, you know, look, I'm going to encourage everyone, start doing a deep dive and find out what people, what their boss, who their bosses are. Please start looking beneath, look behind the curtain, start looking for who people work for, who's the CEOs of the companies and the networks that they work on. Please start doing it. Start looking. Make it your job. Know these people. Know what they're about. Know why they say what they say. Know the real reason behind it. Because look, guys, we got to get smarter as a movement or there ain't going to be no movement. We got to get wiser. We got to get more savvy. We got to start seeing behind people and looking through their motives. We have to, because this is we're getting down to it. It's going too far. We gotta get better at our job. We gotta become more resilient. We gotta be tougher. We gotta outlast the haters. We can't jump ship. We can't turn our backs. We can't turn into losers and cowards, and we can't just say, okay, we're gonna pack it up and head home. It's too serious. It's like we're gonna fight for it or we're not gonna have anything. It's the way I see it. And I say we, I don't mean one person. I mean we. We gonna have to fight for it. us, all of us, are going to have to get involved. That's the only way this is going to work. Because you can see right now, the writing's on the wall, man. Life will never go back to the way it was. It just won't. Now, just like you, I've been giving a lot to this movement. I've committed a lot of my time to it. A lot of my life's work to the movement, to trying to change this country for the better and trying to inform people. For instance, I want to thank everybody, all of you guys. Tim Black's Wolfpack, you're a special group. You know that? Because yesterday when I talked about the disproportionate amount of black folks who have been infected with COVID-19 and the disproportionate amount of deaths associated with those infections, the underlying causes, the pre-existing conditions that black folks have because they are black folks in America and they are more poor, have less access to quality foods, have more stress. We already have the average white guy lives 15 years longer than the average black guy. Do you understand that? When you have pre-existing conditions and then you catch COVID-19, and a lot of times it turns out to be a death sentence. We got areas in Wisconsin, we got areas in Washington State, we got areas in Detroit, Michigan, areas in various inner city locations where black folks are making up 15, 20, 25% of the population, are making up 70% plus of the COVID-19 cases and deaths. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to thank you for giving us shit enough to watch that video and share that video. I appreciate you. Now, you know, I did that live on the show, but I want to thank you because you dispel those myths that people don't care about these issues. I know generally in the public, they don't really give a shit. And I know generally with the independent media, they don't give a shit either. They really don't. I know for a fact they're not covering that, but I want you to know, Bernie Sanders covered that today. And what were they doing? They were sitting around talking about what Bernie doesn't do. Well, you know what he did do? He did a live stream today about the disproportionate impact it's having on black communities, black folks, okay? That means something to me that he took time out to do that. You know who else did it? Trump. Trump talked about it today in the press conference. Now, you know, we talked about it yesterday, right? And actually, the story was given to me 3 days prior to that. We had the story all ready to go, thanks to Olga. That's what my team has been working on. But 2 people talked about it, okay? 2 entities talked about it. Bernie talked about it, and Trump talked about it. I didn't hear Biden talking about it, so it's a travesty that instead of people going after Biden's ass and chewing him a new ass, they're going after Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders shows that he cares about my community. He cares about poor people in this world, poor people in this country, those people who are disproportionately affected, people suffering near the poverty line, people without the adequate amount of insurance, people without the adequate amount of pay, and this pandemic and what we're dealing with people not having the personal protective equipment that they need in order to survive this onslaught of a plague. But we have people still thinking that renaming this and painting the narrative that this is Bernie's fault, that Bernie didn't do enough. I'm going to tell you something. These guys, I didn't see them even cover the deaths of black people in this country. What's happening now, this exposes the reality of how far apart we really are. And it's a shame that the guy with the black channel that's smaller than most of your big YouTubers in this space don't want to risk anything to talk about black issues. It's pathetic. It makes me really want to quit fucking with progressives. But you are a special breed, Wolfpack, because you're different. Because you do care about these issues. You do share this content. You do engage with this content. You care about my people, my communities, my family members, the people that I love, the people that raised me, the people that had my back. You care about them like you care about yourselves. And I care about you like you care about us. So that's what makes us special. But the rest of these folks, they do not give a shit. They don't give a shit because they know their audiences don't want to listen to black people problems. They don't give a fuck. But you do it. I want to thank you for being who you are. You know who you are. You know who you are not. You know if you deserve that applause and that credit, and you know if you don't. If you don't, work on it. Do better. Have some compassion, some empathy in your life. We're not talking about kids hanging out in the streets. We're talking about people with diabetes. Where does that come from? Not eating quality food, man. Why people don't eat quality food? Because they broke, mofo. Because they don't have money to go to Whole Foods, man. Because they live in what's called food deserts, where all they got is bullshit food. Do you understand? There's a lot of things, the stresses in these communities, the pollution, the bad water, all these things. It's not just the black community. It's poor people in those communities. It's the poor in these communities that suffer the most. So what I'm saying is, you can be white. If you live in these bad communities, these poor communities with this bad environmental health, with the bad water, the food deserts, the high stress, the low wages, have to work during the pandemic because you have to make money. You have no choice. You don't have a job that affords you the right amount of benefits. Believe me, it's going to be a lot of white people that die behind this pandemic as well. And you know which white people majority it's going to be? Poor-ass white people. Poor-ass white people who are in the same boat as poor-ass black people. And if one day possibly, if ever we wake up, us poor folk, and we band together and we realize we are the ones who are being screwed. We are the expendables. And if we band together, maybe we got a shot. And if we don't have a shot, maybe we should go down with the ship because we're going to die anyway. They're going to let us die, y'all. They are letting us die right now. My brother called me last night. He's a Metro. Actually, he called me this morning. He's a driver for Metro. He said 5 people he worked with contracted the coronavirus. And I still have idiots in my comment section saying, I don't know if it's true. Everybody not going to make it, y'all. Some people just gonna not make it, okay? It's a shame, it's pathetic, it's horrible, it's soul crushing, but some people just not gonna make it. They too stupid to live, okay? We have the information, it's out there. You too. If you brown, yellow, black, purple, you can catch the coronavirus. So thank you, people. Thank you, Wolfpack people, for understanding this, understanding how important it is. We have people who are uneducated, misinformed, been overlooked, neglected. All of us are going to suffer. It's the same thing goes for the disillusioned Trump voter, man, who lives out there in rural America, who doesn't know shit, who think Trump is fighting for him, who actually believes that the 1%er gives a shit about them. Those people are delusional as well, and a lot of them are going to die as well. We got some states that don't even have stay-at-home orders yet because it's not good for their local economy. Do you understand what I'm saying? They are sacrificing people. This is called sacrificing people. What they did today in Wisconsin, that's called sacrificing the poor people. Do you think rich people, well-to-do people came out today to vote Wisconsin? You think they came out to vote? You think they came out? Come on, man. So you obviously believe in Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy too. It's nice. It's cool. That's what you think. You think rich people were standing in that long-ass line, risking their life and death, trusting that somebody paid $8 an hour wiped down the machine properly? You think that? That's what you think that? I think not, Johnson. I think not. I think you need to think again, Johnson. So, once again, I want to thank you for being part of the few, but the strong, who understand what we're up against, understand what we fight for here on this channel, what we're about. I don't wish death on anyone. It's quite the opposite. Right? We try to inform people. We try to educate people. Some people just beyond the pale. And and when these issues come up, they underscore and they rile up my resentment. They do, because there have been people who have been nagging at me. Tim, you need to talk about Chelsea Manning more. They don't nag me to talk about the 70% of black people who caught, 70% of the percentage of people that caught coronavirus in Michigan are black. They don't press me to talk about that though. They don't threaten to unsubscribe or threaten to remove their $2 Patreon over that, because they don't care about that. And do you understand how infuriating that is? I wouldn't feel that way if it was you. I wouldn't feel that way if it was Latino folks. I wouldn't feel that way if it was Asian folks. They just don't care about these issues. We're talking about life or death. So we got to have enough bandwidth to cover more than just one segment or one issue, okay? I'm not saying you got to cover everything, but I made my point. Whew. Well, look, the phone number is 319-527-6212. There are people who want to look at the world one way, and I understand it, man. It's ugly. It's disgusting. What the reality of it is like, wow, like you don't know why you came home with this person. You don't know how many drinks you had, and now you're with them. And the lights cut on, you're like, oh my God. The next morning, oh my God. Okay, yeah, okay. You made some bad choices. Well, that's sort of like where we at here, Made some bad choices, Johnson. Hope we wore protection because the babies that we're making, this baby is this country, this future of this country. And we need to make better choices to make a better country, a better outcome in this country. And what I'm seeing right now, what we got going on right now, I mean, if you turn and you look at Wisconsin, they sent people out with the risk of dying, all because they want to maintain power. That's a disgusting, horrific garbage. Someone said, Tim, hey, man, I don't know if Bernie Sanders can even voice vocally, that he can voice publicly that people shouldn't vote. I don't know if he can do that. I'm like, I don't know either. I don't know if legally he can do that as a member of the Senate. I don't know if he can do that. I don't know. Tell people not to vote. I don't know. But all I know is this is horrible, okay? This is horrible. I don't know how else to put it. And anyone who's, I think average people will see it for what it is. You heard the young lady out there in Wisconsin, Milwaukee. You heard what she said. This is horrible. We should not be having an election today. You put your politics over our lives. She called it out. She didn't need the benefit of the Tim Black rant, right? She didn't need me yelling, cussing, spitting, calling people MFs and Nazis or anything else. She already knows it in her heart. She's a reasonable person. This is dangerous. Why are they making us do this? Why come I just couldn't fill out something at home? This is unprecedented what's happening right now. Why would you put me in harm's way like this? Because they don't care about you. They care more about their power than they care about you. People need to accept it. And there's a very few people that care more about you. There's a very few people that care about you to that extent in our government. There's people that care about you everywhere else you go. I mean, there's good people all over this country. There's some bad people too. I know some assholes, but generally speaking, there are a lot of good people as well. I met a lot of good people. My time doing this show, traveling, doing various events, I met some very good people. So I know for a fact, I don't know if you've been around the country enough, but there's some very good people from all walks of life, from all colors, ages, ethnicities, orientations, genders, whatever, what have you. These people, there's some good people, okay? But in our government, how much they care about us, that's all debatable. I mean, this is, look at it. Look at it and just open your eyes to what it is. Joe Biden can't even complete a sentence. He can't complete a sentence. Come on, guys. I'm not going to play it for the third time, but I'm just saying he cannot complete a sentence. And that's who you got to vote for, or you're a Russian bot, or you're a Putin stooge. Yeah. That's who you need to put your faith in. All right, guys, I'm going to run a commercial real quick. We'll come back and we'll go to phone lines early. How about we do that? That way we'll get in more phone calls. Yeah, I'd love to have you call up. I'll see you in about 30 seconds. Johnson Designs in my shop. If you want to pick them up, check them out. They are hilarious. They are revolutionary. And they're all Johnson. You're going to love them, man. Check them out. Both parties suck, Johnson. It's one of my favorites. Independent media only, Johnson. Keep it real. We are all Johnson. We are. We're one big community, guys. Go check it out. Independent media only. Johnson's in the house. Both parties suck, Johnson. We are here. They got a special going on right now. Free shipping. Get it today. Wolfpack. All right. All right. Getting it straight here. Okay. We look all good. I'm going to go with my first call. 559, you're live on Truth Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment? Oh.
Pleasure. No, I don't waste my time with a lot of the other so-called progressive people. They actually become part of the problem, and the irony is either not, is lost upon them, or they're doing it on purpose because they're feeding into the same bullshit that they claim to not be feeding into. But
my brother,
again,
Eric, my brother, the very beginning of your comment was cut off because I had the volume down. Could you repeat what you said in the beginning?
Oh, sure. Yeah, well, for the What It's Worth department, I like the Tim Black Tuesday name, and I actually don't listen to a whole lot of progressive or so-called progressive people on YouTube and whatnot, because they're a waste of time. They feed into the same kind of garbage that we're fighting against, and I don't think the irony is either lost on them or they're doing it on purpose. So, because it's like they carve out their little niche, they're getting their viewers and clicks up. So, I mean, and that's feeding into the same system they supposedly are trying to rally against, which is, I mean, part of a number of inherent contradictions that, well, let's just call regular sane people actually see. So when they see them flapping their yap, they wonder why they don't get anywhere. They just, they'll run their job out a lot. But what are you guys actually doing? Did you guys start the movement like Bernie did? No. That was actually started almost devoid of that. You guys are attaching, but anyhow, I digress. No, that's why the Wolfpack's a different breed of people, and we listen to people, and we can talk to people, and we change our message, we change our approach to suit the situation, because that's what you're supposed to do. And you find out when you do that you actually see eye to eye on quite a bit of things where you wouldn't ordinarily see eye to eye, or you don't think you see eye to eye, but you actually do. You find some typically conservative people that, I mean, you don't have to agree on everything, but again, it's all in the angle, it's all in the approach. I mean, people actually do live lives, they do have obligations, and I mean, the one universal thing, hey, we all got to eat. If we have children, we all want to educate our kids. We want to keep them safe. We want to, feed them good food. Yeah. And at the end of the day, look, people that work up here in Minnesota, where I'm at, people that work for the mining companies that are polluting the environment, that people are rallying against. But see, we've developed an approach. I mean, we're not saying we're going to drive you, we're going to drive you fuckers out of business. No, because that basically is telling people like that, oh yeah, you can't feed your family anymore. Yeah, who the fuck's going to get behind something like that? Oh yeah, put me out of business so I can starve. Fuck you, right? So, but it's the approach. You don't say shit like that because genuinely deep down that's not what you believe. Right. You're trying to clean up the environment. You're trying to, make them a little bit more accountable. You understand that the person you're talking to is a cog in the wheel. They're not on the 20th floor. They don't have that kind of control. Shit, if they were on the 20th floor, you'd never see those people. And to not understand that, you miss a whole lot of people. And, the ones that I'm talking about that like to, it's like they get triggered. The thing that always tickles me, and I'll just share a little something, a little blurb from how I grew up. I grew up in the world that these people, guys like Biden, guys like the people that we talk about, that we actually rally against, the world that they live in. They don't give a shit about a lot of the things that you and I give a shit about. Things don't mean the same stuff in that world. They don't say things with the intent necessarily of like, let's say they call you a racial slur. Does that mean they're racist? Well, they certainly said something, but they're doing that to elicit a response. And if they can get you with that, you know what else can I get you with? And that's the kind of world they live in. And it's like, people, and I don't mean, you personally or even the wolf pack, but because we need to remember that you don't get triggered. Just, okay, and just let them speak their piece, because half the time they're either letting off steam, if they're normal people like you and me, or, they just don't know how to voice it any other way. And if you jump on them like a lot of these other people either like to do, then again, they're gone. Well, then, they're just a typical, blankety-blank, filth, foul, filth. So come on. But at the end of the day, let's control what we can control, because we can control a lot. And let's get organized, different ways of organizing. Hopefully this lockdown, at least here in Minnesota, has gotten people just to read, to do their own research. Now, I love when you mentioned that earlier, because that's so true. And I'm sure people in the wolf pack knows about Black Agenda Report. They actually have. In fact, I remembered they're talking about a general strike, some different ideas and whatnot, different ways of going about it, to think it through. What that means, so you don't, because you don't think that they'll fire everybody, they'll evict everybody, and life won't be a hell of a lot shittier if you do it wrong? Wait. Because I'll tell you right now, one thing, the biggest thing they'll do, okay, yeah, you know what, you guys that struck, you know what, screw you guys, you know what, hey, you're right, I'm going to pay people right, I'm going to do what we need to do, it ain't going to be you.
Yeah.
You know it as well as I do.
Yeah. Well, look, man,
I'll leave it. Stay safe, Wolfpack.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. And you're right, man. We do have to listen to one another, and people got different points of view. But we got to lead with like some empathy here. We gotta have some compassion for one another, for our fellow man. It's just getting kind of horrible what I've been seeing, man. And hopefully we can get beyond that. But thank you so much, Eric. I appreciate you, man, calling up. 646. You're live on free. Oh, we're live on Tim Black Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim. It's PJ from New York.
What's up, man? How you doing? What's on your mind?
Well, I just wanted to chime in with a little friendly dose of optimism and all that again. But first, I got to get something off my chest. Just being here in New York, we got over 140,000 total cases of COVID-19. We got over 5,000 deaths. 731 of those was just yesterday. This shit is very, very serious. Okay, and what could happen here can happen anywhere in the world. So we all need to wash our hands, listen to the CDC, and actually, take this shit seriously. If not for ourselves, but for other people. Secondly, watching The View and how they were trying to say that Bernie Sanders is politicizing COVID-19 for his Medicare for All agenda, like it's some kind of Cobra weather dominator from G.I. Joe or some shit. But he's not politicizing this, he's taking action. But I can politicize this if you like. I think with all of these rich people going on Instagram and Twitter with their videos of how hard it is to be self-isolating and all this stuff, that would be a good time to bring up solitary confinement and the private prison system. And so anyone feeling the strain of self-isolation, of living that quarantine life, just take into consideration that there are people locked in boxes right now for months at a time just because they refuse to eat. Okay? And I know people, they like to say, well, they're criminals. They committed a crime, whatever. I'm talking about nonviolent crimes. I'm talking about people whose only option was to, steal or sell drugs or, prostitute themselves or whatever. these are not violent people. These are not people running criminal organizations. These are not the people that are the problem. They are the symptoms of a much greater disease known as poverty, okay? And we can talk about, the fact that unemployment, everybody's freaking out, oh, so many people are going for unemployment. Well, that's not even covering the people who are undocumented, who have no rights in this country, all those people who were working for cash just to provide for their families with no rights at all, and those people are going to get hit the hardest, Black and Latino communities and so forth all over the country, and Bernie Sanders is the only one who's actually talking about immigration reform to bring those people into the fold and make them American citizens so that they too can pay taxes and serve in the military and so forth. So it actually would be a good thing. And as far as doctors are concerned, I understand that you can get a doctorate in theater, but I'm still going to request a heart surgeon to operate on me. Okay? So respect to Jill Biden and her PhD. It's something that a psychologist would not try to open someone up and replace a kidney. Okay? It's just not even in the same ballpark. We are on the cusp of building a great civilization, one that builds a wider table, not a taller fence. And it's on all of us, every single man, woman, and child, to stand up and say enough is enough, that we're not going to die for rich man's wars and for their stock markets. And so I'm really rooting for the general strike. I'm really rooting for our progressive movement. Of course, the Wolf Pack. Keep doing what you're doing, everybody. Stay safe. And I'll see you at the end of this, I guess.
Hey, man, I appreciate the phone call, man. Good comments. And I looked it up while you were speaking, my brother, because you brought up the prison system. In 2013, The Week reported that at least 3,278 Americans were serving life sentences without parole for nonviolent crimes, including cursing at a policeman and selling $10 worth of drugs. More than 80% of these life sentences are the result of mandatory sentencing laws. Not murder. Not rape. Okay. People just assume stuff because it makes sense. That's why it just doesn't make sense to be another way. It's got to be what they did. I mean, they don't live in a country that's horrible like that would actually take children. Yeah, we do. Yeah, you do. That's what we got to break through and break the cinder block between the heads of these fools so that they understand it. They really think, these people are really delusional, Johnson. They really think they don't live in a country that would do that. Why do you think these good old boys join up and go in the military? Why do you think they do that? Why do you think they cried when it wouldn't stand for the flag? Why do you think they do that? They don't know their own country. They get a heavy dose of patriotism and red, white, and blue, and apple pie, baseball. They don't understand. Monday Night Football, man. Monday Night Football. All right, let's go to 909, see what we got. 909, Tim Black Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, what's up? This is Angelina. I'm calling from San Bernardino County.
Hey.
San Bernardino City.
Welcome. What's on your mind?
Well, pretty much my city, we've been hit with the COVID-19, and we have no leadership out here in our city. Our mayor has been MIA. He's just out and about. There's a lawsuit out on him, and no one can get a hold of him. Our city is quiet in fear. There's a lot of things going out. They just amended masks for us, so we have to go out in public and we have to have masks on. And we really don't have no leadership out here, so a lot of people are still out and about with no masks. And it's really kind of frightening with people that are elderly, people that are the most vulnerable out here in the city, because a lot of people are not taking it serious. And pretty much I wanted to get your views on what you think about the push for the digital dollar and what kind of effect this has on playing in the push for the ID 2020 and the whole Bill Gates situation with the CEO and the University of Harvard University and that whole situation. I really wanted to know your views and your take on that, and what you think that whole situation has to play on where we're really headed for the future.
All right, sister. Well, look, I'll be honest with you, sister. I have not actually haven't been informed about these situations of the digital dollar. No more dollar bills. That's what you're talking about? Digital money, digital currency. I really don't have an opinion yet. So all right, maybe someone else will be able to speak to it tonight. But thank you for your phone call. I appreciate it. Mayor MIA, huh? Lawsuit against the mayor. 214, you're live. 10 Black Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment? 214. 214, you're live. All right, 214. One, you're live. 10 Black Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment? How you doing?
Hey, good evening, Tim Black. Adam from Costa Mesa, California. I'll start, I guess, with can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
I'm sorry, I just zoned out. I'll just start with your Tuesdays. I like Tim Black Tuesdays. I could also call it Black Tuesdays, as well as Talk It Tuesdays. So I'll start with that. And you said a lot of the things I wanted to say. I was surprised that you were took the attitude of fuck liberals, and I wanted to go into the history of the liberals versus progressives. In the 1990s, after the Gingrich Revolution, the word liberal was vilified for a number of years, and there was a transition from liberal to progressive. And I took it as a badge of honor to stick to defending liberals and the concept and the policies and the issues. And other people ran away from it. And these are the pussies that are the liberals today. And I don't mind progressives, the name, but I didn't. I moved away from liberals to progressives once I realized I couldn't stand these people after the Obama came back and liberal became a good word again, and people started taking it upon themselves to self-identify as that. And I realized I cannot stand liberals, people who self-identify as liberals. And so that's the history. Is there a bunch of pussies who don't stand for anything? And I wanted to talk about Wisconsin as well, about how the Democrats are trying to push this through, and the fraudulent concept that mail-in ballots are somehow problematic, and that was floated as a problem issue, that these mail-in ballots, and that's not true. There's no evidence to show that. And I guess I'll just leave it at that. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you again. Good night.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's what my take is on the liberal thing. I mean, and I know it's not everybody, because labels, some people are attached to labels that shouldn't even be attached to labels, right? And some people may look at the label liberal as different. They might see it as being progressive. They don't know the difference. But in my experience, these people that are conveniently, for certain issues based on things that don't matter to working people, things that do not save lives. It's more about how things look. It's for theatrics. It's for performative. You know what I'm saying? The whole, woke thing. And don't get me wrong, I was into the woke thing. I thought, because I didn't look at it. My version of woke is not their version of woke, right? Their version of woke is, hey, I see a black person, great. And that's woke. No, let's get a black person in this position. That makes us woke. No, let's get a progressive. Let's be woke on policy. Let's be aware of how these things connect, how the deaths of the coronavirus is not genetic so much as it is social, economic, and race being a barrier that's put these people are not just poor because they're poor because they're broke, and they're not just poor because they're broke because they're black. Right? Like, it's systemic in this country. Let's be woke about realities. Let's be woke about people being disenfranchised. Let's be woke about what it means to be living in rural America without good internet connection. right? No access to information, bad internet connection, bad water, bad pipes. Let's be aware why these young white guys are joining the military to get away because they don't have any jobs in their market where they're at. They don't have any jobs in that location, and they're just signing up to go to war, right? They don't want to go to war. It's just in their brain that this is all the options they got. Go work down at the mill or go join go into armed services. Like, let's be woke about that. That's an oppression. Understand, that is an oppression. These kids, 17 and 18 years old, the recruiters come into the school to tell these kids they can be anything if they go into service, and then they end up in Fallujah or some shit, doing unconscionable things, and then they come back to America with their eyes wide open, but their hearts destroyed, and sometimes their bodies destroyed, or partly destroyed, or part of them comes back. Okay, so like, let's be woke, aware of the real shit. That woke about this person's gay, so that makes it great that they get this position. Meanwhile, they're not in your class struggle. They don't understand what you go through, what Adam goes through, or what Eric goes through, or what Angelique's dealing with. So these terminologies, the terms themselves, we need to throw them out. So when I say fuck liberals, what I mean is fuck that frame of mind, that mindset, right? Where it's all about how things look and not about how things really are. All right. 916. 916, you're live on Tim Black Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim. This is Patrick from Cali.
What up,
Just
Patrick?
giving you a call.
Yes.
Good to hear from you. I listened to you all week. I got to be honest, I was hoping more for a Tell It All Tuesday. You know, people like to tell those half truths, but I always come to you and you tell it all. Like, I'm going to tell the whole truth. You know, my part in it, my hand and my skin is in it.
Wow.
So I always appreciate that. I got to say a lot for the we can't fall apart as progressives or liberals or whatever you want to self-identify. If you are poor, if you work for a living, if you are struggling, you are a part of our game. You are in our skin. You are on our backs. Like, we just can't let the negativity. Like, there are those in the independent media who are further left than others and have different viewpoints. You know, we can attack one another, but we can disagree about the points. But, you know, we're all heading in the same way. I really want to say that, you know, I appreciate you, Tim, doing this. And, like, a lot of times when I'm out and about, it's kind of like screaming into the void. Like, you know, I heard some knowledge. I can't remember where I recalled it from, but it was like, you know, we don't scream into the void, you know, thinking everything's going to change immediately. Like, we hope that, but really we scream into the void to let those else out there like ourselves know they're not alone. You know, we may be but not minority, but really we're the majority. We're just aware. And then, like, I kind of feel you when they talk about wokeness. Like, what is wokeness? Oh, you're aware? Okay, so you're aware of yourself within your family structure? Are you aware of yourself in society? Like, no offense, a lot of people should just take a class, watch a internet video, just look outside yourselves for a minute, you know? See what parts you play in the larger structure, see what's really going on. And as far as Bernie and the movement, like, Bernie is Bernie. AOC ain't Bernie. Talib ain't Bernie. Jank ain't Bernie. Like, and even Bernie has his flaws. There's no politician you 100% agree with except for yourself. Me, myself, and I hope to get my things together later, and I will run, whether it is for PTA, city council, alderman. Like, everybody in the movement who's hoping for Bernie to change, have plans for yourself to be the politician you believe in, the one who's going to stand right, the one who will not bend, the one who will fight for these issues. That's you. Like, maybe it ain't you right now, but that's who you have to be if that's how you feel. And I just want to tell everybody to stay up, you know, this COVID. Honestly, back in March, they're like, if we do a Wuhan shutdown, the worst of it will be at the end of April. We didn't do that shutdown. Like, I pray for everybody out there in red states, everybody there who's unaware. Please inform people. Please keep your distance. Please just keep on your hygiene. And the best defense against this is good health. If you have any issues, please try to take care of them to the best of your abilities. And we should just stay together and work together. I'm happy to be a part of the 10 Black Wolf Pack, and stay up, people.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate the phone call, man. And you're right. It's not just about the labels, and that's why I had to offer that disclaimer, man. That that's not what I mean. It's like a mentality. You know what I'm saying? And we all were at different points. Like we all, have our metamorphosis. We change and we become more knowledgeable, and we turn into new people. Like they say, if you ain't growing, you dying. So it's all good. I'm not. Let's allow people the room to grow. But I got to push back just a little bit on this idea. I'm a very passionate person, man. I believe in what I believe. I give up a lot to do what I do, and I'm focused on, I have an agenda. It's not just to make a lot of money. It's not just to be, make people laugh. It's really to help change this freaking country. Like, I really believe in that. My success was not from doing political commentary. My success really, when I saw success, was just doing lighthearted material. To be honest with you, like it was the other way for me. That's what was working for me. I started doing this shit in politics because I felt the need to, because of the way I saw the country going. Okay, and I felt that that if you got a platform, you should use it for something that helps change the world in a fundamental way, something that could stand as your legacy. You know what I'm saying? But if I call out, you're right. I don't want to make it. I don't want to make it a habit that I have to go at people. But I have a role to play as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, my role, I feel sometimes, is to call things out to bring attention to them. It's being the most watched black independent media on the left. There's a certain amount of space I occupy. Right? So there's certain things I got to bring attention to. Nobody else going to do it. So there's certain things I have to say. And sometimes people need to be challenged. They don't thank me now. Maybe they'll thank me. Maybe they'll never thank me. But I know what my role is at certain times. But I don't want that role all the time. I don't always want to be the guy that's got to be the most, unpopular guy because he's got to call out these people. It could be worse, man. There's other things I could say that I don't say. I could really hurt some feelings out here. Okay? I got receipts on some of these people. I don't choose to use them. But believe me, man, I mean well. I'm not here to destroy anybody. And frankly, I think we're all going to be just fine. But we're not all on the same team. I know people want us to all be on the same team. We just not, man. We just not. MSNBC don't be kicking it with CNN, and CNN ain't hot-footing it with CBS. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Now, they're on the same team as they're all in media. They probably go to the same parties. We don't even go to the same parties. They don't make sure everybody can eat. These people not on the same teams. Right? And it's just, I'm telling you what it is. I know it's not fun to hear. It's reality. It's just these people, everybody's, I have some people that are cool, but it bothers me when important stuff comes up and people won't cover it. It bothers me what their focus is on. And it bothers me when people are doing things I think are disingenuous, man. But all in all, hopefully you're right that there's more good than bad out of people, and we are, generally speaking, well-intentioned. Well, I hope so. But sometimes, man, you got to cut the shit. But thank you for the phone call, my friend. I appreciate it. 470, you're live on, he said, tell it all Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment? 470.
Hey, Tim. This is Philip from Lithonia, Georgia.
All right, Philip. What's on your mind, Philip?
Hey, I wanted to talk about how the corporate media and how they are brainwashing majority of the people in the United States, and how can the progressive movement kind of interfere with that as far as coming up with their own network. Like, we need people like you on national TV because a lot of people watch national TV and not too many. I mean, it's a lot of people that do watch podcasts and YouTube, but the majority of older, mid-age people will mostly watch national TV. And if we can somehow get a part of the national TV and also the internet, I mean, I think we truly can make a difference, because I think the main reason why Bernie Sanders is in the situation he is now is because of national TV, CNN, whatever their name is, but you know what I'm talking about. And if the right wing have Fox News, we should try to create a progressive. I think this is the best time to try to create a progressive national TV network that can kind of bring other people in the movement who normally wouldn't, be a part of it. I mean, mostly the progressive movement, to me personally, is just about policies, doing the right thing, caring about one another. I mean, it's just on the right side of history. But it's just so many people who are just totally greedy. Simple, a clear example, like the main reason why I really dislike corporations and the media is because what they're doing to Bernie Sanders. Like, if it was a fair fight, I would totally understand. But this is nowhere near. It's nowhere near to a fair fight. I mean, all the time I watch it just to try to see if they're going to be fair with him. They never give him a fair shot. Never. And it just seemed like they're just ready to. They're bound down to only money. They're just that's the only thing they worry about is money. As long as they're eating well, they're good. They're not worried about nobody else. They love the fame. They don't really care about the other people. So, just what's your thoughts on if somehow we can create a national network? Maybe you lead the forefront, or we can try to figure out how to put the money towards it. But your voice should be louder. You know what I'm saying? I don't should have to hear about Whoopi. I mean, she getting paid millions of dollars, and her thing means her voice is meaningless. It don't help nobody. But your voice can help a lot of people out. I mean, I'm listening to you now. When I first heard you, man, when I first got the opportunity to hear your podcast, I was like, oh man, this man is making so much sense. So, just what's your thoughts on that?
All right, Philip.
I appreciate you taking my call.
Thank you, Philip. I appreciate it, man. Wow. Say, why we got to listen to Whoopi? Oh, God, man. Philip, you know how this thing works, man. You've been around. I don't think you sound like a younger guy, but you've been around. You know what works, man. Money works. And you know about the whole 5 corporations own 90% of our media. So the problem that we run into is access and having capital in order to have that access. That's a problem. Byron Allen had a lawsuit. I covered it on my channel. A lawsuit where he was suing because a disproportionate amount of these advertisers will not spend money. These cable networks will not spend money with black media. So even developing your own media is a complete hurdle. So we're up against it. Make no mistake about it. But this is what I also know, Philip. That's the sad part, right? Okay. The good part is a lot of people use social media. A lot of people use YouTube. Use other forms of access. And there's something called over-the-top networks, right? Which would be like your Roku, your Fire, Amazon Fire, that we're trying to get connected with. It's hard to get with good people, though. I'll tell you that. But there is opportunity, and if we just you just need to reach more people. Doesn't really matter how, right? So I think the opportunity there is opportunity. I know I need to invest more money in marketing and advertising right? So I do a lot of brand building. This show is brand building, just, putting it out, let people taste it, smell it, see if they like it, that type of thing. And if they want, they join up, right? This is a soft sell. Every show, this show sells itself by you great callers calling up and people becoming interested in what we're doing, and then we're able to grow. That $5 that they give a month, I want to reinvest that into growing the show out, being able to run ads. I run modest ads on YouTube. That's why you're seeing a little bit of growth, because YouTube won't expose my stuff like that. And then when I get into it with other people, that hurts the brand as well, because I think some people have some connections on YouTube. But it is what it is, guys. The bottom line is this. There is hope, but it won't come from the establishment. It just won't. We got to be more creative and more, use some more ingenuity. It ain't going to come from them, man. Now, we can do our own tours, and we can go places and get the word out, and I can give out the buttons and the flyers and do downloads and send out newsletters and all types of other ways. But that being on CNBC, MSNBC, it'll never be in the form. Even when great people like Ari Melber, even when Ari is one of the most approachable people in corporate media. Hey, look, I got nothing against Ben Dixon, but Ben Dixon ain't Tim Black. I saw Ari in South Carolina. He brought on Ben Dixon. He didn't bring on Tim Black. Now, who's going to speak more truth to power? Ben Dixon, who wants to be on CNN or MSNBC one day, or Tim Black, who will tell them that they can shove it up their asses? I'm here to speak truth to power. You had to cut my mic. And that's why Ben Dixon was on. That's how it works. If I don't tone it down, I'll never be on any of those platforms. But if I tone it down, I'm no good to you on those platforms. It is what it is. And same goes for anybody, not just Ben. Anybody. Any of them. So, and I talked to Ari. And he's we follow each other on Twitter, and he's saying, hey, yeah, I know your stuff, man. I'm right here goes your video right here. I was watching it. And he showed me on his phone. They know who I am. I'm telling you. I'm not in those, because I do this, because of this mouth. Because I call out shit. There were people offering me money to shut up. Keep pushing me. Keep pushing me. Keep pushing me. All right. And I'm not going to shut up, man. I care too much, man. My kids got to live here. 646. You're live. Talk Back Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yes.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. It's me?
That's you, my friend. Yes.
Okay, good. My name is George. I'm from the Bronx.
Good.
Okay.
How you doing, man? How are you? You safe?
Not good.
What's going on, man? Talk to me.
Okay. Well, first, I will get into history, but I'll get into simple facts. This virus is a killer, a serious killer. I just lost my brother to it. He was in a nursing home, and they had to quarantine him because of the virus, and he got 100-something fever because he was, just not there. He was, like Biden senile. He couldn't remember things. So when the virus thing went out, they quarantined him in his room, and he stopped eating because he got scared. Because my sister wouldn't be able to go see him. And so he ran a 100-degree temperature. And then after they found out he had a 100-degree temperature, they found out, he got the virus. And he's gone, period, because it's too late now. He's, he could be put on the respirator, but he'd be gone. There's no hope for him, But what I want you to let all all your listeners know to stop bullshitting. I've seen people go to supermarkets with no gloves, no face mask, talking junk, you know, and they're touching all over the damn place. And the people, even in the supermarket, are all covered and everything else. But they don't realize that the people who are coming in with their hands, grubby hands, touching everything, are touching all the food and all the other stuff. And people, when it hits the Bronx, it's going to hit it bad. You know, because you got old people, you got young people, and you got stupid people. You know? So that was in that part, you know? And, for Medicare for All, this is something you need to let your audience know. But maybe I haven't heard it, but Medicare for All was originally designed to be a single payer for everyone. It was supposed to be for the 65, and then within 10 years, it was supposed to cover the nation. That was the purpose of it. Until the corporate Democrats and Republicans, both of them, decided, you know, they were bought out by the pharmaceutical and the hospitals and everybody, and they said, hell no, we can make a profit out of this. So that's what they need. You need to stress on them, because Medicare for All Medicare was designed to be Medicare for all. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be Medicare for everyone in the United States. But right after it started, by 10 years, it was supposed to be done. But I think it was Nixon or Ronald Reagan that they put a stop to it. You know? Wow. And then you have this Medicare, what do you call this? The Advantage Plan. That was created by Nixon. Did you know that?
No.
Nixon signed it into law. The Medicare, that's private insurance dealing in Medicare. He did it for a favor for a friend, because a friend wanted to get into the Medicare for All business. So Nixon put into law that private health insurance could go into Medicare, and they called it the whatever they call it now, Advantage, the Medicare Advantage program. So what they do is they become the middleman, and they tell all the BS to the senior people of what they're getting, but what they don't know is that they're charging Medicare more than what they don't know. So what they're doing is they're skimming off a profit from Medicare and giving it to themselves, and they're saying, well, we're doing you a favor. We're taking care of everything, you know?
Right.
So that was there. And this whole going back all the way from Clinton on up to Biden and Obama, I agree. They all want to cut Social Security. Why? Because they're what do you call it? They're corporate Wall Street people. They want to privatize it because they got the $1 billion from all the money that's put together, all the billions of dollars that in for Medicare. They want to put it into the stock market so they can make a killing on it. So it ain't they've been trying to get to Medicare, billions of trillions of dollars of Medicare. They want to privatize it so they can make a fortune out of it, and then do what they always do. When the recession hits, oh, we're sorry, we ain't got no money for you poor people no more. You know, they just walk away with the money, because all along they'll do the same thing they've always been doing. They'll take the money and they'll reinvest it into themselves. They'll take out their profit and then deliberately let it go down, and then there'll be no more Medicare. There'll be no more Medicaid. You know,
right?
Because Social Security was actually designed so that they would give you enough money so when you die, then you just have enough money to reach 65, because 65 would be the time you're supposed to be died. So they would just let you accumulate enough money and then take the money back after you're dead at 65. But science proved them wrong. Wow.
Well, look, brother, thank you for the phone call, man. I really appreciate it, and I'm so sorry. We all want to send our thoughts with you, man, for your brother, man. That was very, very tough to hear what happened to your brother, man. And yeah, brother, I just want you to know that, okay? 313, you're live. Tell it all Tuesday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hi, Tim.
Hey.
This is Laura. Hi.
Hey, Laura. Yes.
Hi. I'm sorry. I don't hear very well. I just want to say just what the Bronx caller was. I'm from Metro Detroit. Anyway, what he was saying about Medicare for all, that's what I always understood, that eventually it was supposed to be for everybody when they passed it in 65. And I understood that Nixon was the one who passed the HMOs, but instead of passing Medicare for all, when they should have put it in for everyone. Mm-hmm. But, I don't know. I think that, I really think that, I think they're almost going to have to give everyone Medicare for all, because I think that this thing is getting out of control. It is out of control. And I don't think they do it for moral reasons like they should. I feel like they're going to do it for economic reasons, because I was thinking, when everything started going bad, before they even really started warning us, when the stock market started plunging, they all went into a panic. And, I guess, when they went into a panic, and then the next thing I knew, I thought, we're all getting money. Because, it just seemed weird, when people started losing their jobs and the way they reacted. But I feel like they won't do it. It's not going to be for moral reasons. It's going to be for economic. Because I feel like, they feed off of us. And that's, we can't be all sick and gone. But also on your, when you mentioned about how it's affecting the poor communities, like I said, I'm in Metro Detroit, and I live right next to Southwest Detroit, and we get all the pollution. I work in the, I used to work, now I lost my job too. I was working in the school with the little kids, and it's in the city that's right next to the oil refinery, and the pollution there is unbelievable. Those kids all have problems, so many. We'd be out, I was a playground aide, and we'd be out on the playground, and some of those kids, they were just elementary school, they'd have to go in or whatever because they'd have asthma attacks and things like that. But, when you have all these problems, when you're a little kid and you start out like that, and then something like this happens, you can't weather this. I mean, some of those little kids, they were so small. Hopefully they're all good right now, but, I don't know. In Michigan as a whole, what they did in Flint, they are just, my mother keeps saying she's 83 years old. She's got everything, diabetes, high blood pressure. She says they're just trying to kill all the poor people. That's how she feels about this virus. She goes, they don't care. They're going to let us all die. But I feel like, yeah, they would if it didn't mean money to them. So I think that, like I say, I think for their pocketbooks, right. Not because it's morally right. They're gonna pass something. Look what Trump did, giving everybody Medicare funds. And that's another thing. I heard today that they're giving the hospitals a bunch of money because they're losing money. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, what a shame. What a shame, because they're losing money because they make money giving people certain operations and things like that. so Trump gave them all a bunch of money, you know, to make up for that because they have to take care of COVID-19 patients. But I don't know, it's just shameful. And I think about even that, the hospital, you know, the hospital I was born in was started by a group of nuns, and they ran it for a long time. I can't even imagine them worrying about the profits they'd have been making. I mean, they were there just to serve the people, just to make, you know. But anyway, I don't know. That's just my take. And you know what? Thanks all the time. Thanks, Tim, for letting everyone speak, because I think it really, you do a lot of good. You know, and you speaking out the way you do, I'm so glad you do that, because we all need that. Because there's so many people that think, you know, I love to hear you speak. I mean, you're saying what I'm thinking. So anyway, that's it. And thank you, and stay safe.
You too,
everybody.
Laura. Absolutely, Laura. Thank you for the phone call, and thank you for calling up. I mean, my voice is important, but so is your voice and the voice of everybody who calls up. I mean, there are people that are going to relate to us all differently, and it's great to have. That's what's great about this show, is all the different voices, all the different points of view, perspectives, walks of life. That's what's needed. And maybe people call up or people listen to this show and they're like, wow, I got something in common with someone from New Jersey or someone from Bronx, New York, or somebody from, you know, Alabama or, you know, Stone Mountain, Georgia, you know, so it's great. 509, you're live. Tim Black Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hi, Tim. This is Pam at Northeast Washington, or in Northeast Washington State.
Gotcha.
So I can't believe I actually got through. I'm a first-time caller.
Hey, well, welcome to the show. Thank you.
Thanks. My comments, I mean, in the middle of this COVID-19 emergency and everything, I feel kind of bad talking about Bernie and I mean, and what the Democratic Party has done to him twice, and all of us who support him. I guess what I wanted to express is just my total disillusionment with the Democratic Party. I voted Democrat for 40 years. You know, I'm over 60 years old. You know, you were talking about, you know, being so-called woke before, you know, and it's become kind of a joke now. But I think in 2016, I started to become woke, and I figured out how politics really work. And this year, I cannot believe this election. I really never thought I'd see something like this in the United States. I mean, I realize I'm kind of naive, probably. You know, I think I was like so many people. You know, you think that the politicians care. You kind of think that maybe your government, you know, that the people are the government. That's kind of how I used to see it. But, you know, now I see that they don't give a damn about the people. You know, they don't care about it. And I, you know, I mean, I've watched CNN and MSNBC. I've heard them call Bernie supporters Nazis. I heard him say that if Bernie's elected, we're going to start killing people, you know, in the square. I mean, I haven't been able to really get my head around what I've been hearing and seeing this election. I mean, to me, it's pure corruption. And I feel like I'm done. You know, I've never been a Republican. I just don't believe in that way of thinking. But I don't think I can be a Democrat anymore. I think that, you know, I'm thinking about going Green Party. In fact, I started giving them a monthly donation. I think that the only way that we can do this, if we really want to change this country, is to go third party. And, you know, the Greens have the same platform, basically, that Bernie does. And, I mean, if the people who vote are supporting Bernie, if we can turn all those funds into a third party, I mean, we could be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, maybe we get something done. I don't know how you feel about that, but
you might have to. Look, thank you for the phone call. I appreciate it. And, you know, I don't know how much longer. I think after this election, I'm about to take an assessment of a direction, you know, like what's going to make sense. And I was just thinking as you were talking, sister, I was thinking, God, I got to stop touching my face, don't I? I was thinking how I constantly hear this critique of Bernie, that Bernie's sheepdogging people into the Democratic Party, and he's just playing his part of guys, do you really think that Bernie Sanders is good for the Democratic Party? Like, if there was no Bernie Sanders running in the last 2 election cycles, would you have just voted for Hillary? Would you have just voted for Biden? I think a lot of us would have been turned off by him anyway. But I think Bernie's presence makes it a lot less likely that most of us will want to vote for the alternative in Biden or an alternative before in Hillary. I don't think he helps the Democrats. I don't know where that frame, like where that mindset comes, but you think a person who basically puts the Democrats shines a magnifying glass on the Democrats and shows they're not for unions, they're not for working people, they're not for black folks, they're not for Latinos, really. I mean, unless it's for performances purposes. You know? Hocus pocus. Look at me. You know, they do that part well, but truly doing shit? You know, like Colin Kaepernick. They make a big deal out of that, but did they really change? Like, where's the legislation against shooting people? Cops shooting us. Those states where the cops are busting holes in us, you know, shooting unarmed people, shooting people, you know, just, they got white, I mean, they have Democratic governors. Look at Kamala Harris. You know, how many bad cops she prosecuted? Amy Klobuchar never prosecuted a single one. But that's my example of how they're performative. Look at me. We care about you. Yeah. So I agree with you, sister. I really do. It's eye-opening. And, yeah. Let's hope more eyes get opened. But I don't think Bernie's helping people join him. If anything, he really points at the flaws and makes you not want to join him. That's why people on Twitter all the time giving him so much hell. Because what he's pointing out doesn't make people want to go join Nancy Pelosi. Anyway, 618, you're live. TB Tuesdays, what's your name? What's your comment?
Yo, is that me?
That's you, my friend, yes.
Hey, what's up, Tim Black?
Hey, what's going on?
Is there any way you can come back to me? I'm kind of taking a test for class.
Okay, 618, man. Yeah, I'll put an asterisk by you, see if we can come back. I'm going to go to 702. 702, you live. Hey.
Tim Black, that's me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, Brother Tim?
Man, hanging in there. How you doing?
Good to speak to you again. You know, I'm dying around here, man. It's hard to see all these people dying. The death count is rising. And I see countries like Vietnam with 200 cases. 200.
Wow.
And we screwed it up. We didn't do it right. We got, terrible president, and we've got a Democratic Party that's literally rigged it. I mean, If you want to see the proof, it's on TDMSresearch.com. You got the unadulterated exit polls. They don't match, but the Republican side does perfectly. You know, and the only thing I can think is after this whole COVID thing, you know, Trump's going to win again, and we got 10 years before climate change is irreversible. Half the people on the planet basically are dead after another 10 or 20 years after that. The only thing that's going to stop that is a full-blown revolution. So, you know, I'm down. I think a lot of your chat is, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And apparently my wife wants to say guillotine the rich.
Yes, sir. I hear you.
But, yeah, brother, I love your show. I mean, everybody keep fighting. Take the streets. But, I mean, after the COVID.
After COVID.
Not right now.
Right. Don't make it easy for him. Hey, look, man, thank you for the phone call, man. I appreciate it. And, yeah, climate change, you throw that in the mix, right? You got a cauldron full of pain, man. How many of y'all just can't believe I accepted this new reality that we live in. But our former lives are almost a distant memory, aren't they? We will adapt. Leave it at a parish. 612. You're live, TB Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, that's me.
Hey.
You hear me?
Yes.
Hey, it's Alicia. I'm in Minneapolis. Just wanted to say what's up. I see people talking about different progressive media, you know, places or whatever, and I just wanted to say I believe as a progressive, we are supposed to, you know, learn about nuance and learn about you take what you want and you leave the rest. And it's like, you know, I might go to TYT Investigates if I want to hear some real deep, you know, investigative stuff, or I might go to, you know, I don't, you know, whoever. But what I love about you is that you can relate to the people. Like, you're the one who I feel can really relate to the people. Like we were talking about, like the people, us, you know, and whatever that is, your authenticity. I mean, I feel like these other media places, they have good intentions and everything, but it's like that social worker talking to you that, you know, got their master's, but they never had a social worker. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't feel it. You can't feel the passion until you're really there. So I really love that part of you. But other than that, I just want to say somebody needs to go to jail. People need to go to jail over this whole masterful misfit of cluster messes of the COVID-19, the CDC, healthcare providers, government. They all need to be put away for lying to the people. They knew that this was airborne. They knew it. We've already had COVID. We've already had coronavirus. We already know that this is an airborne disease. We knew that. We knew that it didn't spread through, you know, feces. It didn't spread through blood. We know it's airborne. And so they have so much blood on their hands, even for these health providers. I mean, all you had to say was, leave the real mask for people. Here's how you actually make one at home. Here's how you stay safe. Let's make sure everybody's safe. But it just, it hurts me because, I've been lied to so much by, this government my whole life, and I've become quote unquote woke over that, and I'm proud of that. But to see it in front of my face happening in real time is it just hurts so bad. It hurts so bad to know that so many people have ill intentions and don't care. And these numbers and projections, they mean nothing because nobody's telling the truth. Nobody's telling the truth about numbers. How can you project something over inaccurate data? You can't predict anything with that. So it's like, they're not testing dead people. There's a 800-bed nursing home. They're just basically assuming everybody has it. So are you putting that into the numbers? What's up? Anyways, I could go on all day. And this is Alicia, y'all, in the chat. I was the one who was talking like, I'm nervous. But anyways, like I said, I could go on, but I just appreciate you, your passion for the people. I love when you can, keep punching up and not go low like some of these people. They may have their good points and stuff, but, some people just want to hear their right over and over and over. And it's like, dude, drop it. We're all here for one purpose. We all want to love each other. We all want to get through this. We want to make this country for us, for the people, for everybody. So anyways, I love you. I love y'all, and I'm appreciative of you.
Thank you, Alicia. I appreciate you calling up, and thank you for speaking that truth to power, man. I tell you, I tend to agree with you. I mean, take what you want, leave the rest, right? Just don't spit that misinformation, man. Oh, man. I think one of the differences is I'm an older guy. I've already worked big jobs, big kind of jobs, this is my second career. I got out of that. And I think some of these people, this is their only career. And they're trying to do what I tried to do back there when I was in IT, when I was like a coordinator and a project manager and all that stuff, and I was, looking to try to get an office, and I'm hobnobbing with people in D.C., and it's never what I wanted, right? So I've already done that. I know where that leads. I don't want it. They don't know it yet, right? They don't know. So I don't know. Maybe that's part of it, just being an older guy, second career, and being in it for totally different reasons. And it's not about, accolades or I don't know. But I hear you, though. We don't want to be too hard on one another. We want to keep it real. And we're all here basically for the same reasons. It's hard not to take things personal when your heart's involved. Like, my heart is in this, and it's with my people, man. And like, I'm truly trying to do the best I can to give you guys the best of what I can offer. And then how can we take the community to the next level where we can do more good? That's not the type of talk I hear a lot of people talking about. But I know that that's important. And that's like my goal for the Wolf Pack. That's my vision, that we're doing. And it's also a vision, it not be just me. But it's so hard working with people. It's so hard not to get stabbed in the back. It's so hard every time I work with anybody. It's always an ulterior motive. It's always something. I'm still trying to disentangle myself from relationships that I created, where people had this vision of what they were trying to do, and I'm too freaking trusting. Horrible. But there's always the people, and there's always the purpose, right? And that's what keeps you going. So that's what we got to do now. And look, if you can't wake up to purpose now, it's a pandemic. A pandemic. One of the callers said 793 New Yorkers died yesterday. And you're talking about what Bernie didn't do for you. Really, dog? Really? Think about that. Think about that. You're talking about who didn't come on your show. Really, dog? Really? It's a pandemic out this motherfucker. And that guy's talking about who didn't come on his show. And these people are applauding it. As if that makes sense to you? Lord have mercy, man. Almost 800 people died in New York yesterday. And the way they're talking, they may be getting off light. that may be considered a good day this time next week. All right, 715. You're live, TB Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hi, Tim. This is Nikki King.
Hey, Nikki.
How you doing?
I'm good. What's on your mind, Nikki?
I've got a couple of things.
Okay.
The first thing I wanted to know is I think Bernie listens to your show, because did you see his town hall today?
Yeah, I did see most of it. Yeah, I saw it.
Yes, I think it was a great show. I really liked it. I just wanted to make sure you saw that, because I thought, hey, you must watch Tim's show. And let's see. I liked your clip about Biden, but you missed the part before that where he completely contradicted himself in one sentence.
Oh.
First he says, they said, well, what do you think about the election? Should we cancel it? And he goes, oh, no. We never cancel elections. We've had elections forever. We're never having cancel an election in the history of the country. And then they said, well, what about Wisconsin? He said, oh, well, that should have never happened. What? It's like the dude is on drugs. And then Whoopi Goldberg. Did you know that a few years back she championed Roman Polanski after he raped that 13-year-old girl? And she said, oh, but it wasn't rape.
Wow.
It wasn't real rape. It was something else. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't rape. There's video of it.
Yeah, it is. I saw it. Yeah.
And then I'm in Wisconsin, so the primary.
Wow.
I'm totally speechless about the whole thing. I voted early, thank goodness. Me and my mom did, but seriously, I do not like our governor, but he inherited a completely Republican state because of Scott Walker.
Mm.
The Supreme Court's Republican, the Senate's Republican, the House is Republican, almost every appointment in the state is Republican, and just before he took office, they canceled almost all of his power to do anything as governor.
Wow.
So he tried really hard, and he failed, you know. Even the Supreme Court of the United States voted against us.
Yep.
So there's nothing you can do about that. But I don't know. At least I don't think there is. Maybe we'll think something.
Sue.
And then I got one nice thing to say. I work on the phone, and I talk to people all over this country every single day. And the very best thing that's happened since coronavirus is that my customers interact in a whole new way. They say, stay safe, be well. They say, I love you. Thank you for being there for me. They're so much nicer. So that's what I got to say.
Wow. Well, thank you for finding a silver lining in all of that craziness, I tell you. Yeah, I remember 9/11. It was the same type of feeling, you know. If you recall, people were a little bit nicer. Shouldn't take that, though, you know. But, yeah, you're right. It's you're observing reality, right? That's what's going on. I did not see the beginning of the Joe Biden clip. That's the only clip I saw. So he's against, he was against elections being canceled, and then he said, but Wisconsin should be canceled. That sounds like Joe Biden, man. That sounds just like him. Yeah, that's par for the course with Joey. Wow. All right. Oh, and as for Bernie, right. You know what, though? Bree and I, we follow each other on Twitter. Bree may have saw my video, but I don't want to be presumptuous and assume that they got that from me, right? But because that's sort of egotistical, right? But it's nice to know that they did it. I feel good about that. That's important. That these issues be highlighted, because people are saying crazy stuff, and Dr. Doolittle as well. We follow each other as well. Well, you know, most of Bernie people follow, you know, because I've been on their podcasts and covered them with rallies and stuff. But, like, you know, yeah, I'm going to go to the next call, but thank you for your phone call. I'm going back to you, 618. I hope that you are ready, my friend. I'm surprised I even remembered to go back, my friend. 618.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Johnson. I just got done with my quiz, actually. Dude, I'm fucking mad. I don't understand why we put up with this shit. I work at a farm store in Southern Illinois, and they're not
90
giving us any
seconds.
hazard pay, no gloves. They just got masks in. I talked to the other employees about hazard pay. They don't really seem to give a shit about it. I just don't understand why we put up with it.
Money.
I don't get it, man. Why do we keep electing millionaires and fucking billionaires
60 seconds.
for office? We have a billionaire governor here in Illinois. It's insane.
Wow.
Healthcare, internet, water, electricity. Why these things should be free? They're necessary for human life. At this point in time, they should be free. They should be nationalized. I mean, it might sound radical, but it's not. I mean, it's humanitarian.
Wow. Yeah. Yes. Suicidal. Suicidal.
Suicidal?
Yeah, it is.
Oh shit.
Well, look, man. What kind of quiz were you taking?
10 seconds.
What you talking about?
Criminology quiz.
Oh, you in school?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know, well, brother, man. So they don't want hazard pay. Your coworkers are like they're good with getting paid low wages when they're risking their lives.
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. Anybody been sick at the job? Not yet.
Not so far. No.
Good. You know, it'll change when someone gets sick and it's more real to them. You know?
Hopefully.
Yeah, I hate to say it that way, but my brother, he just took a month off because 5 people at his job got sick. So he drives a bus.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. And they gave us the option to take time off unpaid. So like half of the workers are not working, and then the other half of us are busting our ass, twice as hard, 5 times as hard.
Wow.
It's just crazy.
Well, look, man, thank you for the phone call, man. Do your best to stay safe, bro. Do your best to stay safe, man. Sounds like a horrible thing, man. Did I miss you? Did you have one last point? I heard you kind of talking as I clicked off, man. 618.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, like, now's the time when we could actually, like, do something. We could unionize. We could, the people are behind us, kind of, and people don't want to do it. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, maybe the presentation, your style of presentation, man. Are you usually high when you talk to them?
I'm not high right now.
You sound like Norm Macdonald, man.
Yeah, I know. People tell me that all the time. I don't know.
I love Norm
It's just the
Macdonald.
way I talk.
I love Norm Macdonald,
I do too,
man.
Norm's awesome.
Well, look, you can always do that from home, man. Do Norm Macdonald impressions. You'll do well on YouTube. And there'll be a side hustle, bro.
I'll have to think about that.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, man, you got it, man. But once again, I'm going to move to the next call, but thank you for calling. And stay safe, brother. And look, keep talking to him, man. I don't know, man. I don't know why people don't value them. It's like we had a sickness, man. We don't value ourselves. You know? And I put a video out yesterday. I'm telling people, stay home. Stay home. And, some states, they can't even evict you. Stay home. There's worse things. There are worse things that need to look for a job. All right, I'm going to go next call. 231. You're live on TB Tuesday. How you doing? Hey.
Hello, Tim.
Hey.
Hey, hold on. We got to turn down the stereo once.
Thank you.
We got you on 2 units here, and the kids were hanging on to the phone there as we're all watching. We're up here in Michigan there on lockdown.
Ooh. Yes, sir.
But we're hanging in. The kids they don't have any more school as far as going to the building anymore the rest of the year, but they're doing home study now, so they get all their schoolwork every day online and stuff.
Yes.
We're hanging in here, hanging tough.
That's right.
I called you about 6 weeks ago when I was down in Florida in school, kind of losing my mind there. But now I'm back up here with the family, and everything's in a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you now.
But yeah,
yeah.
all the kids.
How are things in Michigan? How are things in Michigan?
Mama's here. Well, Mama's here, and she's keeping me calm. You want to say hi, Mama?
Hi, Tim.
How are you?
Oh, they all want to say hi. Come here, Abby.
Hello, Tim.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Tim.
Hey.
Hi, Tim.
Hey, Johnson.
That's Owen, Emmett, and Abby there.
There it is. Great. Sound like smart kids.
I think more people should, our kids are 10, 11, and 12, and we're not afraid to have them listen to politics and teach them the way life is at a young age, because I think when they get older, you want them to kind of have an understanding.
Well, yeah, they'll get that.
I'm still turning down different devices here that were making noise in the background. I'm still hearing you in stereo. I think we got the last one shut off finally.
Well, look, man.
But it's getting real up here. We're in a little town up here in Ludington, and it's a town of like 7,000 people. And they just announced our first case of COVID up here, and we're on lockdown. And my brother, he went back to work here a couple of weeks ago on the Great Lakes Freighters, and they were fitting out their boats, and one of their workers showed up and tested positive for the COVID. So it's a real thing. It's going around, and it's spreading up here. They're just starting to test up here, and they aren't testing everybody. And if one person's got it, it's going to be more. And we keep on watching, like at the grocery stores, and they've reduced the hours at all these grocery stores up here, so they're just open in the daytime. So now everybody's got a flock there, and it makes like a pinch point. And it's going to get passed around. This is going to get worse before it gets better up here. There's no two ways about it, But we're taking advantage of all the family time and just hanging around, and it's kind of nice. They don't have to be up at 8 o'clock in the morning for school, so we're watching Tim Black tonight.
Well, look, I definitely appreciate you guys, man. But I need you all to be safe, okay?
Oh, we are. We've had time for every little project that's been put off for the last couple of years, being home on unemployment. We finally got the basement finished. We've been cleaning that for 2 years. So we're using our time wisely up here,
Right. Well,
we just thought we'd say hi to you there and just pick up the mood a little bit there, because there's enough to be depressed about. Just turning on the news and watching these phonies and the whole thing with all this money and watching them put us into debt more and more. This money's not the government's money. It's our money. It's these children's money. These children are going to be paying back that $2 trillion, $4 trillion that they're spending. Won't be me or you. We'll be dead before that's ever paid back. But these kids are going to be paying back that money that they're spending today. And yet they're just handing it off to corporations and putting it in the pockets of the rich and then trickle it. just trickling that little tiny bit down to the people, just enough that they hope that $1,200 or something will keep everybody happy.
Pitchforks in the shed.
Wife says keep the pitchforks in the shed, you know. That's all they want to do. And it's just another fleecing, you know. Let no disaster go to waste in their mind. Anything to get a little bit more out of us and soak us and squeeze us, you know. We're not at the bottom, but they're slowly going to get us all on the same even playing field.
Yep.
Slowly, we're all going to be out to that gutter if we don't get some real legislation and some real change in the future. On that, I'll pass it off and let you get to the next one. You have a good night, Tim.
You have a good night, too. And good night, family. All you Johnsons, be safe. And thank you for calling in. Yeah, man, that's good to hear, man. Family time. Like, there are some upsides to it if you want to take advantage of it. I know there are things like I told my wife, it's like, wow, you know, good thing we got such a great relationship, you know, because, like, I've been hearing bad stories of people not getting along. You know, people spending way too much time together. You know, people would merge as a convenience or merge because, you know, they just don't have enough money to leave. That's pretty bad when you're in close quarters. I've been hearing stories about dads who can't get along with the kids and all types of craziness going on. So if you are in a good situation, you with people that you love, though it's a big change, it's you got to look at the bright sides as well, because life's hard enough without looking at the bright side. But thank you for the phone call. I'm going to the next call. 214. 214, you're live, TB Tuesday.
Tim Black, is that me?
That's you. How you doing?
Good. It's Julie Pulley from Texas.
Julie.
I just want to say I love you. And all the Wolfpack.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Julie.
You are just our medicine, man. You really are. In all these depressing times. I'm still working because I work for an essential business, a car dealership, and I'm the HR lady. We have about 145 people still working there, just barely, but we're trying to hang in there as best we can.
Wow. Car business, a car dealership is essential business?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
We service the city vehicles and all that, ambulances, and keep them running for the city of Dallas. So.
Got it.
Yep, we have to be there.
Wow. Do you guys deal with the public often, or is it just you coworkers?
Mostly coworkers. We don't have, of course, our sales business has kind of gone down considerably, but there are still a few people that come in, and we have all protection set up. We put plexiglass up on the desks and gloves and masks and keep the 6-foot distance. We've got tapes all over the floor. But
still risky, but I like the fact that they're taking some precautions, Julie.
Oh, yeah, they are. They're trying to look out for us. But I am so angry that they done the Wisconsin primary. Is just insane that they would actually do that to us. And I'm not even there.
Right.
But they don't care about us any more than that, you know.
It's very telling, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Well, look, Julie, thank you for the phone call, sister. I got to keep it moving, trying to get everybody in tonight, but thank you once again. And stay safe. And I'm glad to hear that some people getting the PPE, personal protective equipment, and some of the practices are better. I've been hearing some really sad stories about people. We had a caller tonight say they just finally got in the surgical mask. Finally. It sounds like they deal with the public. 312, you're live. TB Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment? 312.
Wait.
Hey, how you doing?
That's me?
Yes.
Oh. Wow. I almost kind of jerked it off there. Hey, what's up, Tim? This is K-Max from Chicago.
Cool. What's on your mind,
Yeah.
man?
Well, just been listening to you for a while. I forgot how I found out about you. I got you mixed up with the Wolfpack at one point, and then realized that you were different from the TYT. And I saw you on the Hill. Interesting story about that. We talk about the power of mainstream media and everything and how it affect people. I recently moved, and after I moved, I had to return a truck. So my mom, she worked nights as a nurse. She got off and stopped by, and she wanted to do some. She does home nursing, so she wanted to do some paperwork and check out the place. So I'm working from home, and I had one laptop for work, and my MacBook. I stream the news shows or the videos. So I played one video for the Hill, from you, one from Kyle, and she said, "Man," because she didn't know Biden couldn't speak. She didn't know how Jeff Bezos on Washington Post. I mean, she was like, I learned more in 45 minutes sitting in here than I have from the news in the past 10 years.
Wow.
And that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's how that it to lose so many people. I mean, well, because I always ran about it. She went with Bernie. I mean, I don't agree with my father because he all in MSNBC and said like, oh yeah, he's electable. But Bernie said he was a socialist. But I'm like, wait a minute, they just created. See, people keep missing that they created $4.2 trillion out of nothing to prop up the stock market that still failed. And it wasn't like they said, oh, we have 4.2 trillion worth of gold bricks. No, we just, modern money theory, we just moved the decimal point and created $4.2 trillion.
Yep.
And then just give it to a bunch of rich people to gamble away.
Yep.
So how are you going to say socialism is a bad thing when it helps people, but when they make unilateral decisions to just toss our tax dollars around, oh, well, that's just government. Huh?
Yeah.
But that's how a lot of people think. And it's tragic. One thing I did want to ask your opinion on, what do you think about the narrative that, I heard someone else mention that Bernie is leading people to the Democratic Party, but that's another channel, YouTube channel that's going hard on that narrative right now.
Yeah.
But even beyond that, the fact that it was disappointing when Bernie said that Dementia Man could win and actually beat Biden. And I'm like, and he keeps saying the dude is his friend when the guy was stabbing him in his back. And I don't know. I'm from Chicago. I live down the street from Obama's house. The guy I met in 2006, not the guy that I see doing the things he's doing behind the scenes and whatever. I mean, people make excuses and say, like, well, he had his hands tied and Mitch McConnell blocked everything. I'm like, okay, that's why he was in office. But if he was a progressive that he campaigned with hope, why the hell he's not backing anything worthwhile now? You got Dick Van Dyke who came and hardly walk backing Bernie. I mean, if he could do it and, Jimmy Carter does all his goodwill things, why, after you're out of office, the only thing you're doing is wagging your finger and say, nope, instead of hope. When you're out of office and you're rich and got a 12-acre crib in Martha's Vineyard, which is worth millions, and you telling us to say, like, oh, man, be happy with your crumbs. And I just can't understand the tone deafness of the whole Democratic Party. One thing, people say what they will about Jimmy Dore, but one thing I did like that he does say is, like, how the hell is a 100 billionaire the Speaker of the Party of the People? That doesn't make sense. It's kind of contradictory. But man, I really love. I like your commentary. And at first, it kind of went by me, but I do get the Johnson joke. And yeah, man, I'm with you on on the John Lewis support. I mean, all these guys, you know, they said it's like that episode in Boondocks. All these guys sit up there and live off the legacy of Dr. King, and there was only 10 people that was really down with him. A whole generation of people living off the legacy of that, and they ain't doing nothing now. It was a joke in Boondocks, but it really is kind of true. You can't just live off your old laurels and then promote the antithesis of exactly what that man represented. That's insane.
Yeah, hella hypocritical.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah, well, look, man, thank you for the phone call, man. You're right. It's very hypocritical of them to try to live off the past and live off MLK's name, man. He invokes MLK, man. It turns my stomach, brother, when he invokes MLK just so he can do his corporate bidding. Horrible stuff. And you know, like, people, you know, I'm right about some things. Other people can be right about things, too. You know what I mean? And no one's right all the time. No one's wrong all the time. But, you know, I take issue with certain things that I'm going to call out. I still feel it is the media's job to call out bad politicians. It's like it's media's job to investigate and, you know, expose. There are things I think the media should have to do that the media is not doing. And so, but I feel what you're saying about nobody's perfect. I agree. But when we say that, it includes other people too. I don't like selective criticism. Seem very selective with the criticism. But yeah. Bernie's got the worst campaign. Well, what about other campaigns that didn't win shit? Did they do anything wrong? I never hear you criticize them. Maybe because you like them? That makes you not criticize them? That's how it seems. But, yeah, I feel you, man. Thank you for the phone call. And look, I'm glad to hear your mom. She learned something like, you know, from independent media. That's great stuff, man. It's great to hear. That, you know, please keep sharing it with other people because MSNBC lies, man. Well, you know what? And if they're not lying, what they're doing is they're telling stories from a different narrative, a narrative that benefits them, and doesn't benefit us. 815, you're live, TB Tuesday. How you doing?
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, hi. Holy cow, I didn't think you would actually get to me. So my question is, like, they screwed Bernie twice now. So obviously we can't go at any of this through the Democratic Party the way everybody was kind of hoping to do. So since you've kind of been around a lot of those people, what do you think is the best suggestion that people that want to run and try to change this can do? Because obviously it's not working through the party. So third parties don't win very often. So how do we fix it?
Hey, look, if I knew the answer to that question, if I knew how we fix it, wow, wouldn't that be something if I knew how we fix it? Yeah, it's becoming, so this is part of the thing with AOC, right? I think AOC has looked at what's happening with Bernie and said, you know what, going against the party in this way, you'll never get anything done and you'll end up like Bernie. So let me make some allies, let me make some friends. I don't know if compromise is the right tactic. That's what it seems like she may try to do, it to a certain extent, be less adversarial, less combative. Maybe not stage sit-ins in Nancy Pelosi's office in your first week. Performative. I don't know how much got done. I don't know. Maybe it did. Third parties, you're right. Very hard to win. Our system's set up for two parties. It's what it is. So what do we do? That people say you're being incrementalist if you say, let's get as much as we can get and let's rally around the people that give us the best shot and the people that have policies that help us. They say that's being incrementalist. Because if you're not this mythical person that doesn't exist, because I've never seen a person who's fighting for us better than Bernie and the progressives that we have, that they don't exist that I've seen in my lifetime. They say that's not good enough. Well, how are we going to produce those people? Because everyone has a knock. There's always criticism for everyone. So I don't know how we're going to produce people that are good enough for these people for us to get anything done. I just don't get it. And I'm beginning to say some of these people need to get out of politics because there are people dying right now, and there are people starving right now from lack of information, and people who are up against it right now. There are people who can't afford the doctor, they can't afford a light bill. There's people struggling, and you're obviously you're not, because you're like screwed all. So I can't agree with you because there's too much pain. Maybe there are people who don't understand how much pain and struggle there is out there, but you're about to see it. And it's evidenced in COVID-19 where people are dropping like flies because they got all these underlying conditions. Maybe they wouldn't have them if they had better health care. Maybe they wouldn't have them if they made a decent wage where they could buy decent food and live in a decent area. And if they had environmental rights, environmental justice. Maybe these underlying conditions wouldn't exist and some of these people would not have died. Maybe almost 800 people wouldn't have died yesterday. But to these people, the solution is don't work with any people that we have now. Let's rip them down and hope that we get some new people. I don't understand it. And they're not even offering to be those people. So, I don't know, man. I think it's really selfish and very nearsighted and frankly stupid to just be like, screw it all. Because that's not going to work. You can say screw it all, but you know what? When you go outside, it gets cold, you're going to need a coat. You can say fuck the coat, but it's going to get cold. You can say screw the light bill, but then you got no lights. Are these people who are saying screw the light bill, screw the coat, are these people who have a problem with heat? Do they have the same problems? I don't think they do, Johnson. I don't think they do. I'm going to go to the next call, 307. 307, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Tim, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm doing well. My friends and family are all well.
Great.
I'm just perplexed about everything that's happening. And, everyone's too laid back or too busy playing video games or knowing that they'll get pushed down if they push back, because there's not going to be a revolution. No one wants to stand up. I wish we could formulate something where people would say, fuck it all, I'm putting on a yellow vest and fucking pushing back finally. Fuck the rich. We should eat the motherfuckers, take them up to fucking Washington, Vancouver area, throw them out to the orcas. I'm sick of those people fucking us over. Oh my God, sorry. Again with the cussing.
Yeah. I hear you, man. That's about it. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, brother. I don't.
We can't do anything right now because of them wanting to let all the poor people die.
Yeah, they are
and
willing to do
that's
that.
why they waited. That's why they waited so long. Oh, everything's going to be fine. Just go out there. I'm Miss fucking Pelosi. I'm rich. Don't worry about that. I had no money when I got into Congress, but now I do. Just go out to Chinatown. Don't worry. Everything's good. Yeah, she needs to step down immediately saying stuff like that.
Wow.
I'm trying to watch my mouth. Sorry. That's why I said stuff. But, yeah, a lot of people need to step down. But you won't see any of that. Not unless we get out there and tell them to. Drag them through the streets. But can we do that? Would our armed services people go, oh, hey, here, connect them to the back of my tank. I'll drag them for you. You can only pray that would happen.
Wow. Well, look, brother, thank you for the phone call, man. And I wish I had the answers to your questions. I don't think they're really questions. It's just more venting. And I get it. I totally get it. It's gonna come down to something, don't you think? I think it will, Johnson. 614 international call. 614. You're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hello, Tim.
My friend, how are you?
Alvin here.
Yes, Alvin, my friend. What's up, man?
It's been a while, man.
Yes, it has. You surviving? Good.
Yes, I'm surviving here in Down Under, and so much to talk about. The last few days, I haven't really gotten time to look at the news over in your side, but man, I am seeing the numbers every day. It's fucking crazy. Sorry for the language, but man, whew. I keep seeing the numbers. 10,000 people gone in the United States. Wow. Honestly, I'm just speechless. I don't know what to say. And the question about whether the progressives leave the Democratic Party and form their own and challenge the Democratic Party, to be honest with you, I don't think anyone knows the answer to that, honestly, because the Green Party has been around for a long time. They have not won many things in the national level. For local level, yeah, they have some seats, but still, they need the national. Because just imagine, let's say Bernie runs for the Green Party and he wins as president. He still needs to face Congress and the Senate, who has no Green Party members. So, what's he gonna do? How is he gonna change the agenda? And he only has 4 years. Can he, in that 4 years, campaign to get virtually all the party members out to get his own Green Party in? That's almost impossible. So he basically will have to be working against two parties that literally is going to hate him. So I don't know. So the line of joining the Democratic Party and pushing them to your side, it seemed like the logical line at the time, but I don't know if it can be done with what we've seen in this time and the energy that the progressive put in pushing the Democratic Party. Was it worth it? Who knows? Because what else could have they done?
Right.
I don't know. It's just heartbreaking. But again, I'm just trying to wrap up as quickly as possible. Let's go back to what the progressive are facing. I believe they need to fight harder more. To some extent, I'm not saying Bernie did not fight hard enough, or I'm not knocking his strategy, but you can't just say to be honest with you, we don't really know what's going on at the back, behind the scenes of what they are facing and everything. But the reason why progressive elected them because we believe that they could withstand that pressure and still fight for ours. And again, what I can say about Bernie and AOC and the rest of them, they should at least try to get more of their progressives on the Democratic Party. That's the only way it can work. Because if they think that they're going to try to make friends with them and those people are going to vote with them, that's not how that works. We all know that they take money from corporations. Corporations will not allow them to vote our way. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So the only way to do that is get more progressives that don't take corporate money on out in there. that's the way I see it. Then as for us in Down Under, we're doing relatively okay. Our numbers I checked last time is about 5,300 cases. I think it was about 40 people or so that are dead. I'm not really sure of the exact number, but it's about that. So maybe it has increased or maybe it's under that. So it's about that. So we're relatively okay for a country that has about 25 million people. So we're relatively okay, and our systems are not yet overrun yet. And most of the states have lockdown laws here, and we are doing okay. And in the state, we just only have about 40 cases or so. I need to check on that again. Probably it'll increase more than that, but it goes up every day, and you can't keep on losing track of it and all that. And the usual thing, toilet papers, hard to get them. I don't know what it is about toilet papers, Tim. Anyway, I'll allow you. Let the other callers call in. So take care, Johnson.
Hey, you too, Johnson. Thanks for calling, man. Stay safe, Alvin. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the toilet tissue people, man. Leave some on the road for the rest of us. 253. You're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Sam.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I got you.
Hey, I called in, I want to say about a week and a half ago. Real glad to be on the show again.
All right.
And I say, I agree with all the previous callers. We need things like universal health care, free college tuition, high-speed internet. Especially, I'm not too sure if you saw the report, but over in Mother Jones, they had a report of I think 60 to 70% of the people that have died because of coronavirus have been black people.
Yep.
Of course, it affects everyone, but look at the people who aren't covered. It's disenfranchised communities within America. So all these people, these Democratic establishment politicians, or these enablers, these centrists, they keep on saying, "Oh, we care for our black and brown communities." They have all these sob stories. And it's if you guys care for us, why aren't you backing the policies that are going to help our communities out the most? And it kills me. It kills me. And, when I'm younger and all that, back in my teenage years and all that, all I see is people being racist to obvious racist tactics against Obama from the Republican side. And I love my people. I love black people and all that. I'm not going to speak for any other community. I love black people. But I feel as though that we just vote for whoever is the the most electable. And we look at MSNBC and CNN. We don't put too much thought into these candidates. And it's my best, one of some of my good friends and all that, off in Maryland. I start talking to them. I said, "Well, who are you guys going to vote for?" One of my friends, I'm thinking about canvassing for Bloomberg. I'm like, "Why are you going to vote? Why are you going to canvass and vote for him?" And he's like, "Well, he's going to help this country out." And he couldn't even tell me what the dude stood for. And I'm like, we have a candidate. I don't think America understands. I don't think the working class collectively understands. For universal health care, free college tuition. We don't get candidates like Bernie Sanders. He's a once in a lifetime. We can always get someone who's going to push his platform, but I'm saying who has the consistency. Tim, I heard you say earlier about AOC and all that. I don't know what AOC is planning to do, what she is going to do. I've been very much supportive of what she's done for the most part. I think she kind of plays up to the social justice warrior type of angle a little bit. She kind of does that a little bit too much, but for the most part, no, I love AOC. But if the Democratic establishment has shown anything, is we cannot work with them. They will co-opt our energy. They will co-opt our canvassing, our donations, our money towards our own movement and tell us to toe the line to Joe Biden. And I just want to continue on. You see people like Whoopi Goldberg on The View they were ganging up on AOC saying "Oh, yeah, Whoopi Goldberg, she was like, you guys are standing on our shoulder. What the hell has Whoopi Goldberg done for us? What's she done for me? What's she done for disenfranchised people? She ain't do nothing. She didn't do nothing. She's been I don't know how much money. I'm sorry if I'm talking too loud. I don't know how much money she's had. Like how much money. She's obviously a rich, privileged woman. And for her to sit there and start talking towards people like AOC coming from the working class, representing her constituencies and all that, and to say you're standing on our shoulders and all. No, you're not. No, AOC isn't. She's paving her own path. And I'm honestly obviously, I don't think it's a controversial statement for me to say this. I think Joe Biden, the presidency in comparison towards Trump, I think he would be somewhat better than Trump, but I'm very much afraid of what that does towards the working class and the left within this country. Because if we get 4 to 8 years of neoliberalism, what does that do towards the movement as a whole right now? I'm not too sure if we can keep the momentum going. It's taxing on our emotional energy. You put in time and effort, and we got people like you, Tim, who continuously fight the good fight, put the word out there. But 8 years, and this is what I think the Democratic establishment wants to do. They want to return back to the old days where the working class, the peasants, they were pacified. Even underneath Obama, we didn't have someone who was representing us. We were pacified because we had someone. We liked the idea of Obama in office, not what he was doing for us. He wasn't doing nothing for us. But so many of these baby boomers, and again, I'm speaking as a black man. A lot of black people, Bernie's platform obviously is a lot better in comparison to someone like Joe Biden, but we vote based upon how someone is going to make us feel. And that's with all the catastrophes, all the crises that we have going on within this country, how can you go ahead and just say, how could you just, I don't get, baby boomers I love this country, but how are you? This generation is the closest to the civil rights movement. People who were for radical, widespread change in this country, and they know what it took to get this radical change. It took making people uncomfortable and taking an uncompromising stand on something. But they want to go, I want to go for the person who's more electable. And I just want to close out, Tim. I know there's other callers, but I want universal. The one thing I want is universal health care, free college tuition, do something about climate change, expand Social Security. Yeah. Not that. That's pretty much. Yeah. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you for the phone call, man. I feel your frustration. It is ridiculous. I get it, man, and I agree with you. It is, and it does seem like I think some people look at politics too much like a sport. They want to pick the team that they think will win. No, you pick the team that's going to do the most work for you, and you make that team win. It's the other way. So that's the problem, man. That's the problem. Oh, we can't pick him because this person can't win. If you pick him, he has a chance of winning because you picked him. That's how it works. 413, you're live. TB Tuesdays. What's your name? What's your comment? 413.
413. This is Louise Hoff.
All right. What's on your mind tonight, Louise?
Well, I'm sickened by the number of people dying and the disproportionate group of people of color who are dying, and the fact that simple people like myself knew already mid-January what was coming, and you could see how countries were taking action and what they were doing in Taiwan, Singapore, Hong Kong, different places. And when I watched the Senate hearings, the Senate Health Committee hearings, and you saw all of the people on Trump's, all these people to CDC, FDA, Pence, all these people, they didn't seem to be aware of how other countries were handling the pandemic. And I only counted 5 congressmen. I listened to both the Senate and the House Health Committee hearings, the entire thing. I only heard 5 congressmen ask questions to protect us people. that they weren't trying to like back Trump by saying, oh, it's going to be gone in a month. Oh, it's like the flu. It's just old people. They were really. Katie Porter was one. Just really great questions. And so anyway, I feel sick about the people dying, and I have friends in New York City, but I do feel that the time is right now with so many people out of work, and here in my neighborhood in Portland, Oregon, people are already without money and worried about rent and families home all day and everything. Kids. We did get a program going through the schools that the kids will get fed who usually needed to get fed at school, and so we did that. But I think the time is right now to have either rolling strikes or get our money. We have the time now too to get our money out of banks and put them into credit unions, to stop cable, to stop buying as much as try to not to support any corporations like Amazon, but shop local, start a garden, connect with a local CSA or farmers market. But the bigger stuff like not paying rent, not paying mortgage or student loan, I think that has to be done with a leader like yourself or Bernie, somebody who says, okay, the month of April we're not going to do this, we're not going to pay our utility bills, just to show them the strength of our movement. And so that was my idea. That's why I called in, that we need somebody to stand up and do that.
Wow. Well, thank you, Louise. Thank you for the phone call. Wow. Gave me something to think about. It definitely gave me something to think about. Let me go to the next call. I want the phone line to hang up. 575, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
How you doing, Cam?
Hey, how you doing?
This is Ken from Ohio. I called last week. I was the one that brought up that we're facing at least 18 months of quarantine in one form or another. And I just wondered if you had a chance to think about that and do any research on it.
Actually, I was talking to somebody about that. And you're right. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah, it's very possible. Because it's 18 years before, it typically takes that long to find an antidote, to develop a antivirus.
Yeah, 18. Sometimes longer. It could take years sometimes to make a vaccine for a disease like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm discovering. Yeah.
But I still feel like it's so important that everyone understand that fact that we're looking at 18 months, 2 years of this, what we have now, of like certain level of lockdown and social distancing, and that we're facing about 80% unemployment. So you're talking, even if you're talking just like even a lower percentage, like 50 million people that aren't going to be able to work for like 2 years, year and a half, a year. I mean,
crazy.
And we have a government that doesn't even care that people are almost starving right now. It's crazy. I saw a food bank, and there was like cars were driving up. I saw this. It was like in Georgia or somewhere, and there was like a 5-mile line, and they ran out of food. And it's like people are already like at that breaking point. They didn't stock up on food. Like I stocked up on food because I saw this coming down the pike, but most people didn't. And I'm just saying, like this could get out of hand like really quick within a few months, and like it's going to change so fast from month to month. Like the world we're living in right now might not be the same country or world we're living in this time next month because of this situation. And I just wondered if you think about that.
Yeah, I have. I do think about it. Yes, I have. But hey, look, man, thank you for the phone
I
call,
know.
Ken.
I know. I don't want to scare people. I just want to. I think it's important that people consider that possibility and factor it in to the situation we're having. So.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. No, no, not at all. Not a problem at all, man. People need to look at it realistically of what's going on. I mean, if they don't resolve it, if they don't come up with an antidote, then what do we, what do you think's going to happen? Can't just go out and catch it, right? Right? You know what I'm saying? What you
we
gonna
have
do?
We have to get their attention, because the people at the top, they're sitting pretty and they're not quite paying attention. And I think the first step would be just for most people that can, to like quit their jobs or unionize, or I think we just need to create just one giant union for all workers and try to get everybody in it. I mean, I know that's like wishful thinking, but that's what I think we should do. But that's about all I had to say about all this stuff.
It's deep stuff, Ken. Thank you for calling up, man. And I don't know, man. You got me thinking about Andrew Yang. All of a sudden, Andrew Yang appears on the stage. He's talking about UBI. And then this happens. I don't know. Excuse me, guys. Is it possible that Andrew Yang was greasing the wheels for this? Conspiracy theory. I don't know, man. I don't know. It just seems a little strange, guys. Little strange. Little strange. Kind of creepy. But, yeah. Yeah. So, look, guys, what I'm going to do now, what I will do now, I got a 111 number. Let me check this 111. Hey, 111, you're live. 11111. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, you're live. How you doing?
Hello?
Yes, you're live. Did you talk yet?
No, I didn't. Oh, this is incredible. Tim, this is Anna from New York. How are you?
Hey, Anna. Anna. How are you?
Oh, I was about to hang up. I didn't think that you were going to pick up. I'm like, you know what? I'm falling asleep here. I think I'm going to hang up. But then the moment I'm like, okay, this is perfect. I mean, I'm super thrilled. And the thing is that there's so many things I want to say, and I know there's not enough time. And right now when you said about the conspiracy theory, I mean, let me just say this really quick. Isn't it interesting how, what's his face? Oh, Jesus. Gates, Bill Gates, right? That he had this TED talk about what, like 10 years ago, something, talking about a pandemic, whatever the situation is, and then suddenly here comes this thing. And people start saying, oh, remember his TED Talk? And then he's talking about he's working on a vaccine, but his vaccine has like those little microchips where they'll be able to track you. So it has like these little tracers in it. And I'm like, isn't that interesting how he's talking about this stuff? Suddenly people are remembering his video, and then suddenly it's like, okay, he's working on it. He's this hero. Our government couldn't do this stuff, but then look what he's going to do. I mean, that's just, I was talking to a friend of mine about that. I'm like, listen, I know it may sound a little crazy or whatever, but sometimes people need to think, and they need to remember that the situation that we have right now didn't just appear out of nowhere. You kind of like have to look back at what happened that led us to the situation that we have right now. So I just wanted to throw that in there, talking about when you said about the conspiracy theory.
Right.
I noticed that you put this little video called "Stupid Sheep" with this one with Cuomo in it.
Yes.
And I wanted to say something quickly. When I think you're confusing me with someone else, because the person that you said that was in New York for 2 decades, that's not me. I don't know who she is that was here for 20 decades. I was born in New York, and so I don't know who you were referring to. So I just want to let you know that. And then at the same time, on your Twitter page, when I first spoke with you, as a matter of fact, I think today makes 2 weeks that I first spoke with you when I started talking about Cuomo, where when I mentioned Nomiki Kantz, when I said that she's one of them, I was talking about the voter roll. When people were removed from the voter roll, how they were taking people out, I said that she was one of them.
Right. Okay,
Right.
that's
So
what
the
you
thing-
meant.
yeah,
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask you.
Right. And I noticed that, too, that you were asking that when I saw in another video, and I'm like, I got to call you, and I've been calling you ever since that time, but it's just, I hear the automatic thing come out. It says, okay, it's time to hang up. And I'm like, what? No, I can't tell this quickly.
Man, because everyone wants to know what you meant, Anna. Everyone wanted to know.
I started noticing that in the comments and stuff, and I'm like, oh, my God, how am I going to get through? And the thing is, on your Twitter page, you have the full-length video, and then I think you have like a video clip, I think, if I remember correctly. And everything that I spoke about, I posted it on your Twitter page. So I was really hoping that you would look at it, because I put in the video of when Cynthia Nixon had the debate with this jackass, I forgot, God, with Cuomo, and then whatever it is that I spoke about, I put it on your Twitter page. So I was really hoping that you would look at it.
Yeah, what's your
so
Twitter
if you
handle?
Could please,
what's your Twitter?
Your Twitter, or my Twitter?
Yeah.
Or
DM me. DM. Can you DM me, woman? You know how many people follow me? I think 70,000 people.
Yeah,
95,000 people follow me.
But the thing is, I put the comment. I actually put links to different articles and also videos. So it's, in other words, like when you look back for 2 weeks ago, that when I called in, the full length video, I think it was like 3 hours or something.
Yes.
And then I think you put in also that video clip. I put in the links of all the topics that I talked about, and I told you, and I said, listen, I'm sorry, I was rambling. It's just there was so many things that I wanted to say.
You did
and
well.
And the problem
you did
is
well, Anna. That was great. That's why I used it.
Yes.
The only thing anyone had any question was about Nomiki. Even Nomiki asked me, what does she mean about me?
So if you could please, oh my gosh, please let her know. Let her know that's what I was referring to. She has been outstanding. She was running for public advocate, and I was desperate to vote for her. I was telling everybody and their mother, I said, look, please vote for this woman. You have no idea. We have to get her in. So, and then there was like some comments there on the Twitter page too, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, that's not what I was talking about.
Right.
And after that, so please, oh my God, please call and let her know that I was talking about the voter roll. That's where she was removed, that she was one of them that were removed from the voter roll. Now, let me just say this really quick, because we might not have enough time for this. Now, going back to this rotten bastard. Now, this thing is where the coronavirus that is just so disgusting here in New York, and how everybody wants to put Cuomo like he's this wonderful savior of the Democrats or the DNC or whatever it is. Let me tell you something. Cuomo, before this thing hit really hard, he was in denial of this. Over here, there's this like, I don't want to call it, like a little newspaper type thing. It's called AM New York. And in AM New York, over here, this man came out, and I have it right here in front of me, so let me just read you real quick what he says. Cuomo emphasized that while coronavirus is concerning, it's not as grave a threat as other illnesses such as Ebola or influenza. Avian flu, Ebola, SARS, MERS, measles, right? So we have gone through this before, Cuomo continued. When you look at the reality here, about 80% of people who are infected with the coronavirus self-resolve, 20% get ill. The mortality rate estimated to be 1.4%. What does that mean? The normal flu mortality rate is 0.6%. So in other words, he was downgrading this. He had time to do something. So many people are dying here. We don't have to be suffering. It is awful. We don't have to be in this point. He did nothing. He took it as a joke. He did nothing. And people want to make it seem like he's so wonderful. It is unbelievable. That's why I'm going to post this on your when you post this video up there, I'm going to put this there because I want everybody to see this. He could have done something from the beginning. He did nothing. And then not only him, even Mayor de Blasio, he's another one. He on his Twitter page where he deleted it. It was on March 2nd. He put in, he says, I'm encouraging New Yorkers to go on with their lives. Plus get out on the town despite coronavirus. I thought I would offer some suggestions. Here's the first. Thursday, March 5th, go see The Traitor at Film Link. If The Wire was a true story plus set in Italy, it would be this film. So these people didn't take it seriously. They could have avoided so many things. We didn't have to suffer the way that we're suffering. And then on top of that, over here in New York, and this was on February 9th, it's the New York City Health Commissioner. Her name is, I cannot pronounce it, Iris Barbat. And she's another one where she came out and she says that
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Well, guys. Well. Mystical Card, I saw you there too, man. Wow. You guys are amazing, and don't you ever forget about the fact that you are teachers as well. You guys are teachers. You guys are the movement. You guys are teachers. You guys are leaders as well as contributors. We all are. Everyone plays a different role. And just know how essential you are to this thing. You're very needed. I value you all. And thank you so much for choosing, because there's so many other shows and other types of content you could consume. I want to thank you for consuming this show and sharing it with your friends and then contributing to it as well. It's just amazing. So I want to thank you for that, because you don't have to. No one's obligated to view my content or to be a part of the community and then participate in that community and give of yourself. And we just shouldn't take that for granted. And if you need when we hear people like Joe Biden talk about the resiliency and the American spirit, and I don't know what he's seeing, but I know what I see on a daily basis in my community. And we're not making millions of dollars. All right, guys. I'm going to be doing a Politicon podcast in a couple of days. Tomorrow, actually. And it'll be out on Thursday, and I'm going to provide links to that. I'm going to be there on it with some different people with different political backgrounds. I don't think it'll be Tommy this time. I think Joy Villa is one of the folks. All right, let me go to the comment section, see if there's some remarks I need to share with the audience. People who have commented. We got a couple new members I see. Hey, Tony, Alm 31DA1. Thank you for joining the Wolfpack, man. Appreciate it. Sassy Girl, love you back. Thank you for contributing to the show. Ball for Kids, thank you for being you. Together we will do this. Sheldon Hughes, Bernie cares about everyone. I believe that. I do. If I didn't believe it, I wouldn't say it, and I wouldn't champion for him. I wouldn't support him. I just wouldn't. And it's not looks. It's not because he's cute. It's not because I spent a lot of time with him personally. Not because we went on a show together. I opened for him. Or he gave me a couple gigs in Hawaii. Or he's blowing my channel up. Because I actually believe in it. The belief and support of the policies came before any of the other stuff. Cheryl Tyler. Wolfpack people are so special. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Cheryl. You're special, too, and you're a Wolfpack people. Don't ever leave us, Johnson. Thank you, Mr. Black. Thank you, Kelly. Tisha Carley, holler into my pack. That's what's up. Roger Meadows. Tav is doing Afrocentric era. 88 to 90, back to Africa. Time of PEKRS1. Yeah, PEKRS1 X-Clan. I remember, Roger. Interviewed Whoopi, who said all the back to Africa stuff, just because I'm black doesn't mean I'm from Africa. I might be from Egypt. Yeah, Egypt is in Africa. Yeah, but yeah, you're just pointing out how dumb she's been for a very long time. And loud and dumb. Very vocal and dumb. And no one said, hey, Whoopi, you don't know what you're talking about. Because she just kept getting more money, more money, more money, more money. Hey, Whoopi, a book is nice. Books are good. Or listening's good. Or don't be so loud if you don't know something. There's a lot of stuff I don't know, but I tend to shut up about stuff I have no idea about. I only talk about things I know about. Especially if I'm talking to the people. I'm just talking to my friends. We could, just talk. But I won't get in front of people and begin to talk about things I have no clue about. Hey, Jer, thank you for joining the Wolfpack, Jer. Sirs, no matter what, Johnsons, we shall fight on. Never surrender our values to nobody. That's right. We're going to fight smart, too. Bill, what's up, man? Bill Packy. How am I supposed to buy stuff on the street with digital dollars? I don't know. I don't know, man. People can still rob you for your digital, can't they? Get your PIN number, right? Janesse Reynolds. Thank you, Janesse Reynolds. Wow, thank you, Janesse. Susan. Thank you, Susan Garrard. GDMP. B. Thanks, TB. Oh, yeah, Dr. Jill is a hell of a doctor. Amazing doctor. Best doctor. Better than Dr. Dre. Isolate on dude's face. Thanks, it's a joke. Then they'll all cackle, go to cover shot, and his face goes to danger with too funny. Elisha. You are the man. Keep fighting, Tim. Hearing people like you inspire people throughout the country. When I feel like giving up, I see you not giving up and calling things as you see them. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Giancarlo Bruno. Thank you, Tim, for speaking on how gross it is that someone is steaming about Bernie's supposed personal slights during pandemic. Yeah, and people support it, man. If I was doing that, man, I hope that there's certain members of the Wolfpack who've been around for a very long time. I hope that you would contact me and be like, Tim, I got to talk to you. Tim, man, you are effing up. What are you doing? But that's what happened when you're like the head honcho and you got all the paper and other people like are looking to you like you're that guy. And I guess people don't want to ruffle feathers. People don't want to, and maybe they agree with him. I could be totally wrong. Maybe they agree with his stuff. I don't know, man. What do I know? I used to support the guy. I remember fighting. I remember getting into arguments with people who were, calling him out and slandering him and stuff. He forgot all of that when I started disagreeing with him. Never was my fucking friend, man. Never was. And just so trusting and believing in people. He never fought for me. He never defended me from people. I defended this guy. And then when I disagree with his tactics, oh, that's out the window, dog. He never once defended me, ever. Spoke with Clyburn. Who spoke with Clyburn and Lewis? They said they know Bernie's policies will help the black community, but wanted to remind you, they know Joe. They prefer the color green. That's it, man. Keep it light. Thank you, Ben. Flower Girl, welcome to the Wolfpack, Flower Girl. What's up? Welcome. I need to do some more videos, man. I need some videos, get some viewership. My views are down, man. People don't want to watch videos about black people catching the corona. I need to do some other stuff. GDMP, what do? We quit voting Dem. And when they lose everything and all the 80 and 90-year-olds they're gonna bring the party back to us, they're old, out-of-touch party and the enemy of the people. Gannibal the 21st says D. Right, consolidate their power and doesn't attack each other. The oligarchs consolidate to receive bailout. We have people in the progressive attacking. I'm pushing back on those who are attacking Bernie and AOC. That's what I'm doing. And I'm giving people grief for not covering black people dying to the coronavirus. But that's not a regular thing, dog. Come on, man. That's not regular. It's not normally what I do. Right? Right? And when I had beef with TYT, why'd I have beef with TYT? Because they were caping for Hillary. That was the only time. Really? You don't think that's something worth standing up for? I think it was, Johnson. Calling themselves the home of progressives, and then supporting Hillary. While Bernie was still in the race before the convention. Come on, man. If I don't call him out for that, what does that make me? A get along, right? Now, can I be the Head Johnson and be a get along? Keep it real. Do you think I would be calling out Kyle if it was Kyle who was calling Bernie a mother effer and a coward and a sellout and a sheepdogger? You think, yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. And I like Kyle. But I would be calling him out. Would I be calling out Crystal if she was doing that? Yes, I would. It's not even about a person personally. It's about the position they are taking. Get what I'm saying? So just understand it's not like I'm not on that type of ish. You know what I'm saying? It does not help me to go after this guy. You don't understand. It hurts me. I'm not talking about physically, emotionally. I'm talking about it hurts my numbers. It hurts my money. It hurts my channel. He's way bigger than me. He's like 10 times bigger than me. Do you understand? This does not help me. I used to have 1,000 people watch my show. Now I got 600. That's because I went after him. Because they like that. They like what he does. And some of those people used to watch my show. Now they just watch his show. Get it? But it ain't about that. Some things got to be about more than that. You understand? I hope you understand. This is not a win for me. I'm doing what I felt needed to be done. That's all. Karen Webster's in the house. Well, you're more awesome than me, Karen, because you got great taste. She says I'm awesome. Hey, Crystal Hunt. Thanks, Crystal. Alisa, didn't you just call up? What did she say? What did Lisa say? Elisa said, thanks for the chat. Love you long time. Whatever. You're going to have to talk to Mrs. Black about that. I love you back. Thank you so much for supporting this show, and thank you for calling up. It's good to hear you. Look, guys, we do the best we can. Now, here goes the thing. Now, here's the deal, guys. Even if you order out, or even if you bring in groceries, or if you get mail, right? You have to put on your gloves, put on your mask, take the box, unbox your food, throw the box in the trash. Don't bring the box in the house. Then take out, open whatever, the box that's in the box that contains the boxes. The inner boxes with your stuff in them, open them too. Empty the contents into something that's clean and get rid of that box too, and don't bring that box in your house either. And then if you got like plastic or something, don't bring that in your house. Disinfect it first. That's what I do. I want everybody to make it. Take the time. You worth the time. I say take the time because you're worth the time. And so is your family and your friends, your kids. All right, guys. I'm going to stop talking about Big Mouth because it's bad for my show. But I love you guys. I appreciate you being here. You have a great evening. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Follow me at Real Tim Black. Join us on Patreon, Tim's Take Live. And I'll see you on the next one. How about we do that? God, this is a long show. 3 hours and 16 minutes. Woo! I need to get me a sidekick and another sidekick and a partner in crime. All right, guys. Be safe now. Keep your cornbread. Keep your cornbread. All right, Johnsons. Wolfpack.